Okay, stations are going in 1 minute. Stations 1 minute.
WebSportsRadio.com, in association with KBFL, proudly presents
across the line to Kovacic. Kovacic, the leading scorer for Missouri State, drive, score! And guess who gets that goal? The guy that we are going to talk to in the second period intermission, Carson Warnig.
Isn't that the way it usually goes?
Carson Warnig with a nice blast through some traffic. And Missouri State has a 1-0 lead.
You know, that would sound really egotistical if it wasn't so true. It happens more often than not. I can't figure it out.
Missouri State University Ice Hockey.
2-on-1. Here's Saunders with Lounder. To Lounder, he shoots, he scores! I'm going to do it, Dan. I'm going to interview every Ice Bears player. The two we interviewed today have scored goals. And Chad Lounder gets his first goal with Missouri State this season.
With the call, here's Dan Lee and Steve Casson.
And live from Mediacom Ice Park in the Stan Melton Ice Rink, it is the second game between Missouri State and McKendree University, but is the final home game for the Missouri State Ice Bears 2017-18 season. Hello, everybody. Steve Casson, Dan Lee, Alex Harmon on KBFL and on Web Sports Radio as the Missouri State Ice Bears finish up at home, but they are not done with their season. Right now, Missouri State sitting at number 17 in ACHA Division I play. The top 17, based on auto bids and all of that, when you settle it out, the top 17 get a chance to go to the Nationals, and right now Missouri State at 17. Yesterday, a couple of strange things that happened. Arizona State with a win, it's a shootout win, but in the eyes of the computer, it's a tie over number 16 Arizona. That helps Missouri State. And then number 18 Midland, they lose by a score of 5-1 to number 12 UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and Missouri State all of a sudden they're holding their number 17 mark. Now, Dan, I've been on conference call after conference call after conference call with the league, and they haven't assured me yet, but they have said all indications are good that if Missouri State holds true with the fact that they are not playing right now, so they don't win, they don't lose, they don't really gain any type of ground as far as the number 17 spot. But even if, for some strange reason, UNLV, a number 12 team, would lose to Midland, with what happened yesterday, Missouri State is very, very, very close to being a lock for number 17. We will know on Sunday, but I have it under good authority that that's the very, very, very good possibility.
Yeah, this is a good situation for those who are glass half full kind of people versus those who are glass half empty kind of people. The door is not closed. It can go either way still. I think it can still go either way. But as you said, it's leaning in Missouri State's direction right now, and it looks like a good possibility that they'll get to play at least the play-in game, and that is just fantastic news.
And we will talk to head coach Jeremy Law at the first period intermission and discuss this whole entire situation. But really, you get to play in the play-in game, which no matter what, if Missouri State's 16 or 17, they're still going to play Arizona.
Right.
Now, after you win that game, we're going to think positive here. You win that game. Who do you face?
Guess what?
You face the number one team in all of ACHA, which is Minot. And, the thing about Minot is they are one of the best teams out there. Any way you slice it, you can look at Adrian, which is number 2 at 24-1, but Minot State 25-2-1. They are number 1 for a reason.
Oh yeah, they are a dominant team.
They are very, very tough, dominant team, as you mentioned, and that's what Missouri State will see. So guaranteed, if they win their play-in game, they play another game. But, and like you said, strangest things can happen, but we'll see what does happen.
But hey,
with
you know
Missouri
what?
State.
This is an Olympic year, and we all know what can happen in an Olympic year. The biggest miracle of all time came in an Olympic year. It came in a situation similar. Russia, the United States, wasn't even supposed to be a contest. They just got whooped 10-1 by the same team just a couple of weeks earlier, and guess what happened? So you never know. In the game of hockey, on any given night, it can happen.
That's right, and we have our own Herb Brooks behind the bench, does Missouri State, and Jeremy Law.
Yeah.
But yesterday, speaking of Missouri State, they won by a score of 3-1, and the Ice Bears had an even strength goal, a shorthanded goal, and a power play goal in that affair. The first goal of the game, as you're watching on Web Sports Radio's live TV, and folks listening on KBFL 99.9 FM, 96.9 FM and 1060 AM, we will do our best to describe what you're watching, but the first goal was Andrew Kovacic's goal, his 19th of the season at 10:35, unassisted. This was just a beaut, and we're going to slow it down for you. As the puck came to the corner, he flipped it up lacrosse style over the opponent. It dropped back down, and then he shouldered it up over the goaltender. Just an unbelievable goal, probably one of the highlights, and I've seen tweets and stuff, and they say it should be an ESPN top 10 type goal, and it definitely was. Then Jordan Bratton at 19:28 of the period, a shorthanded goal with about 3 seconds left on the shorthanded situation for Missouri State, and a nice feed from Travis Barrett, and Missouri State takes a 2-0 lead. Then all strange things happened. We changed rinks. We had to go from the Stan Melton rink to the West rink because of an ice issue, which we are glad to say we are back on the Stan Melton rink. But then it is a goal by Daniel Norlander, and this is after he faked out Brendan Anderson, and Brendan Anderson never really gets faked out a lot, but Norlander scores, and it's 2-1. But then Anderson says, you know what, in the third period, I'm going to make up for it. He gets a power play goal. And much like what just happened to him, Anderson with a nice goal in front, and Missouri State ends up winning that hockey game by a score of 3-1.
Yeah, and that big delay had a lot to do with it. I think the fact that McKendree was able to get a little bit of extra juice into their legs and get a little bit of planning done in the 45 minutes or so that it took to get changed over to the other ice rink. And they came out firing when they came back on the West rink, and managed to catch up fairly quickly. It was a body slamming affair all night long, whatever rink they were playing in. They were throwing some bodies around last night. We saw a lot more contact last night than we've seen in a lot of D1 contests this year. And they really did have a great time playing hockey last night, and they all shook hands after it was over with, and no real fights or anything like that. But, man, it was some tough hockey.
Well, I went down and talked to their head coach of McKendree, and they've got several players that are not going to be playing in today's game. Ryan Reeder and Wolfgang Davis both sitting in a dark room, according to coach, after throwing some checks and getting hit up high, so they will be out. And also, I believe Ty Wilson will be another guy that is out of the game tonight. So McKendree may have a short bench, at least according to Gary Henson, the head coach.
And that was for what reason?
For just rough play and hits and things that went on yesterday.
Things that the coach didn't like seeing.
No. Just rough play. You were talking about rough play.
Oh, they're injured.
And they're injured, yes.
Okay. Now I got
No,
you.
they're not going to sit in a dark room because the coach didn't like what they were doing.
I thought they were given a timeout or something by the coach.
No, not at all. But
yeah, there were some bumps and bruises delivered last night. And I don't expect we'll see any different tonight. We do have two different goaltenders in net tonight, and that's going to be a factor too.
Yeah, Trevor Klosterman will be in nets. Klosterman in 9 games. He is 5-0 with a 1.98 goals against average and a .917 save percentage. And then for Missouri State, as it is senior night tonight, it will be the senior Joey McConnell in nets. In 7 games, he's 4-1 with a 4.18 goals against average and an .872 save percentage. So at this point, Joey McConnell will be the guy if needed, a backup, and I believe Brady Griffin will be the backup. And for Missouri State, who comes in at 22-13-2-1, number 17 in ACHA Division I, as I mentioned. McKendree, overall record 23-6-0-0. They are the 2018 Mid-America Collegiate Hockey Association champions, second time in a row in the gold division. In fact, they won 4-0 over Iowa State, and Iowa State's D2 team is really a good team. So McKendree looks like they could possibly, and I asked this to Gary Henson. I said, do you have any aspirations of going to Division I? Well, it's much like Missouri State. The biggest question was, do you have the personnel? Do you have the financial footing and founding? And do you have the player personnel? Well, the answer to the financial part is yes, they have that. Do you have the personnel on the ice? Well, they can get that. But do you have the stronghold and the organization? And that includes things like, are other leagues welcoming you into their league? Missouri State was lucky because they were allowed to join the Western Collegiate Hockey League. They joined it with Arkansas immediately. A travel partner, everything's good. Well, I talked to Gary Henson, and he said, there really is no team around that wants to, or league that wants to accept them as a team.
Right.
They would have to go independent. And if they do go independent, that's tough also, because a lot of teams don't get scheduled because they're in it, with the exception of Lindenwood, if you're a strong Lindenwood team.
Right.
So they're struggling to look and to find ways to adapt their hockey club into an organization or a league that will allow them to grow as Division I. Until that happens, I think they're content to stay at Division II right now.
Yeah, they have the talent to be a part of D1 right now. They really do. I think another thing, it took them a while to get to this level of hockey. If you go back even 3 years ago, they were struggling even as a D2 team. They were struggling to come up with a winning season. But Coach Henson has gotten these guys turned around in a hurry. They've done a good job of recruiting in the last couple of years, and all of a sudden McKendree is a true power in D2 competition. And I think as long as they keep the organizational structure that they have right now, they're only going to continue to get better. Lord knows the Ice Bears had their hands full with them last night, that's for sure, and they're going to give them a handful again tonight. Ice Bears and McKendree's Bearcats are about ready to take the ice here at MediaCom Ice Park. I'm Dan Lee along with Steve Casson. Glad you could join us tonight on KVFL, FM 96.9 and AM 1060 AM. And of course our videographer, if you're watching online on websportsradio.com, is Alex Harmon. He'll be handling the video chores for us tonight, as he's done a great job for us all year long. And we're going to have us some fun tonight.
Oh, it is going to be a fun game, and as again, you know, there's a little more of a crowd here tonight. They were sold out in the reserve seats, and they are crowding in here as the fans have realized this is the final game here at MediaCom Ice Park for the 2017-18 season. Let's join public address announcer Tim Greasy. As we mentioned, it is senior night, and we will have some senior announcements here in just a moment. But seniors will be recognized, and we have several.
Thank you for coming out to support the Ice Bears of Missouri State. Bear Village is a proud sponsor of the Ice Bears, and Bear Village is a...
Well, okay, they're going to get their pre-announcements ready to go, but again, it is senior night, and because of the new rule, ACHA Division I can have a fifth-year senior. Several players, and again, we will talk to head coach Jeremy Law, and we will discuss that in a moment.
We've got the great MediaCom Ice Park concession stand. Great new menu for this year. Check out the concession stand upstairs here in the MediaCom Ice Park.
So the pregame information still going on. And in just a moment, we will have that. Go over some of the leaders while we're waiting for the pregame information to go on. Leaders for McKendree University, Dominic Noss. He is the leader with 70 points, 32 goals, 38 assists. Ty Wilson is second, 15 and 47, 462. Third is Connor Brennan, 15-29 for 44, and Levi Armstrong, 22-20 for 42 points. If you look at Missouri State, for the Ice Bears this season, their leader is a guy that got one of the most unbelievable goals yesterday, and Andrew Kovacic, 19 goals, 23 assists, 42 points. Zane O'Brien is second, 21-19 for 40 points, and Travis Barrett, 23-14 for 37. So the Ice Bears are making their way out onto the ice now. And in moments, we will have the pregame ceremonies for seniors. And Dan, it's one of those situations where for seniors, it's always kind of a tough situation.
Oh,
because you know it's your last game.
Yep.
But at least at home. But you still want to continue on, but it's always going to be one of those fun moments that you're always going to remember.
Oh, yeah, especially when you've had a crowd like this to play in front of for your college career. That you ask any of the Missouri Ice Bears that have played this game at MediaCom Ice Park, it's always been a big moment.
Let's join
These 6
Tim
seniors are playing their last home game on Ice Bears ice. The seniors beginning with number 5, defender Dan Fuller.
Dan Fuller, of course, from London, England, has 2 assists.
Dan is from
season.
London, England. He is a finance major.
Dan getting a honorary plaque with his picture and a nice bouquet of roses.
Number 5, Dan Fuller. Our next senior, also a defenseman, number 11, Brennan Anderson.
And as I mentioned yesterday, Brennan Anderson with a great goal.
Brennan is from St. Charles, Missouri. He is a finance major. He is joined this evening by his parents, Janine and Dwayne. Number 11, Brennan Anderson.
And really, what can you say about him? I mean, he's all over the ice, good defensively and offensively. He's been a main cog in the machinery here at Missouri State University for many years now.
Our next senior, a forward from Baldwin, Missouri, number 10, Alex Turin.
Turin, of course, has been one of those guys that's been really picked up his game a lot.
Alex is a finance major and is joined on the ice this evening by his parents, Carrie and Chris.
He's a guy that really decided that he's going to step out on the ice and block shots, do whatever he has to do, and he's been kind of that guy. He's been on the top line with Andrew Kovacic.
Yeah, I'd say his strongest weapon is awareness. He always knows what's going on around him and how to get to where he needs to be.
Our next senior is a forward, number 18, Brendan McClue.
Well, Brendan McClue has a lot to talk about as far as he is the team president. He's the team captain.
Brendan's major is sports medicine and athletic training. And he is joined on the ice this evening by his parents, Cindy and Rick, along with his brother, Connor, and girlfriend, Sarah Demmer.
Very personable young man, and actually not a bad broadcaster either, as we found out.
Not too bad.
Brendan, by the way, is team captain.
He had to
forgot to mention also
that he had to spend 13 games up in the booth with us. So.
Unfortunately, because of an injury, but yeah, we had a good time with it.
Senior, number 20, Andrew Kovacic.
And again, yesterday's goal, just an unbelievable goal by Andrew as he volleyed it up to himself and scored.
Andrew is from St. Louis, Missouri. His major is in construction management. He is joined on the ice this evening by his parents, Michelle and Tim, also his sister, Molly, and girlfriend, Tatum Skinner.
Yeah, he's
number 20, Andrew Kovacic.
He's provided us with more than a few of those how did he do that moments. Very good stick handler. Very
And the
good
last
skater.
senior on the ice yet to be introduced is a goalie for the Ice Bears, number 29 from Fairview Heights, Illinois, Joseph McConnell.
And of course, Joey McConnell, one of those guys that looks so much like a coach. Dan, you asked me, hey, which coach did you interview?
Well, I didn't know he'd grown the beard. I thought I looked at him from a distance and thought, we got a new coach or something? He looked very distinguished yesterday. Joey Mack.
Joe is from Fairview Heights, Illinois, as we mentioned. His major is psychology. He is joined on the ice this evening by Ice Bears co-founder Stan Melton.
And of course, he's one of the few players that actually played for Jeremy Law before the Ice Bears days.
By the way, when we get to the starting lineup phase of the evening, we will forego that for the Ice Bears because the Ice Bears starters are these 6 seniors you see on the ice right now. Let's hear it for the Ice Bears senior class.
There you go, seniors starting here tonight.
Now, you want the really good news. Not all of them are actually playing their last game for the Ice Bears.
That is true.
In this order,
because Andrew Kovacic, and again, we're going to talk to head coach Jeremy Law about all of this, and he's going to mention some of the players, including Kovacic and Chorin, who may not be quitting hockey at this
Illinois,
point.
Jordan Thielander.
They're announcing the Ice Bears Ice Girls.
Our next senior ice girl is Taylor Scobie.
And these young ladies, the work they do behind
Taylor's
the scenes.
major is media studies and design. She's from New Haven, Missouri.
Yeah, they do a lot. You know, one of the things that I asked them is, are there anybody that skates? Because, you know, it would be nice to see some of the Ice Bears out there skating.
Ice girl,
but a lot of them say they're trying. They've been taking lessons, but they would rather just walk.
From Ashland, Missouri, and she's joined on the ice this evening by her parents, Leslie and Stan Schollenberger.
Always a good time at senior night.
Yeah, but they are a big part, the Ice Girls I'm talking about, they are a big part of our huge volunteer crew
from
that
St.
has really
Louis,
helped build
Missouri,
this program.
Mariah Stone. Mariah's major, she's receiving a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. She's joined on the ice by her parents, Sylvia and Terry Stone.
And she's been with the hockey club for a few years. Ford, I believe.
Our final senior ice girl from Carthage, Missouri, Michaela Hainline.
And a lot of these ice
Michaela's
girls.
major is organizational communication. She's joined on the ice this evening by Dan Hainline Sr. and Melanie and George Andrews.
But, you know, a lot of these ice girls, Dan, not only do they help out with their own projects, but they help out with Chuck a Puck. They go around town and, you know, do what they can to promote the Ice Bears, and it's always great to see them.
Helping out with all the booster projects to raise funds.
Hannah is a 3-year intern and staff member with the Ice Bears organization. She's been a great intern who is able to tackle any position thrown at her regarding Ice Bears game day coverage.
Well,
her major is public relations. She's joined on the ice this evening by John Garcia.
You know,
ladies and gentlemen,
I hate to
Hannah
say it,
Smith,
but
3-year part
the one
Ice Bears
intern
organization.
who has an injury with her shoulder, and they bring her all the way out across the line at the end.
So you got to go to the other side, yeah.
But no, Shanna's been great because she has run the score sheet, and she puts up with me sometimes when I tell her how to fill it out, and she's done an absolutely fantastic job. I always can trust that it's done right and correct from her.
And a big round of applause for all of our seniors represented tonight out on the ice rink here at MediaCom Ice Park. And they'll come off the ice 20 minutes up on the board.
Yeah, let's take a quick break while everybody gets out of the ice surface, and we'll get ready and hopefully start the first period of action here at MediaCom Ice Park between Missouri State and McKendree. We'll be back in a moment on KBFL and on Web Sports Radio.
Hi, my name's Scott Morris. I own Falstaff's Local. It's the new hockey bar in town. You're missing out if you don't come and watch some Blues games down here. You'll also be able to hear the sound of all the games. We're located between the Hers building and the movie theater on Park Central West. We have a limited but great menu. We're open for lunch. We are the Hockey Bar, so come and watch all the hockey games. We're going to cover MSU Ice Bears, the Springfield Express, and we may have some big-time NHL players show up. We are installing a train whistle down here. I think we're the only ones in town that are daring to do that. Please come and see us at Falstaff's The Hockey Bar. Thanks a lot. I will see you soon.
We all love the fajitas. Their margaritas get the crown. Don't forget the quesadillas. It's the best Mexican food in town.
Now your favorite Mexican restaurant is open on Sunday. Yes, Maria's Downtown is open on Sunday. So bring your family and friends and enjoy Mexico with us 7 days a week.
Hold on to your salsa and your chips.
Maria's on South Avenue in downtown Springfield.
Beavers is ready to make that. Bratton is racing. Bratton has it in front. Shot, score! Patrick Johansson. That is Patrick Johansson's first goal with Missouri State. Puck across the line now as it goes to Bell. He shoots, he scores! Second goal of the game for Josh Bell, his 6th of the season, and Missouri State has tied this game up at 5-5. Left point Anderson calling for it is Brown, right side. Brown with it, tipped in front by McClue, just missing. Ice Bears work the power play for 126. Now sending it to Brown, that is from McClue. Tipped in front, score! Brendan McClue gets the goal. Back at MediaCom Ice Park, Steve Cass, Dan Lee, Alex Harmon. Let's join Tim Gracie as they're introducing McKendree.
Number 32, Josh Donovan. And in the net for the Bearcats, number 34, Trevor Klosterman. The Bearcats are coached by head coach Gary Henson and assistant coach Derek Pallardy. Ladies and gentlemen, you have met our starting lineup for the Ice Bears. So we ask you kindly now to stand and remove your hats and take a moment for a moment of silence. Folks, your attention, the Ice Bears family has suffered a tragedy. Kyle Dope, who is Chase Dobler's stepfather, recently passed away at the young age of 36. Kyle was a victim of the recent avalanche in Golden, British Columbia. We invite you to please join the Ice Bears in a moment of silence as we remember Kyle and as we keep his family in our prayers. Thank you. Fans, we ask you to remain standing as we honor our nation, the United States of America, with the singing of our national anthem. We invite you cordially to join in as tonight's anthem is performed by Miss Leah Henderson.
No, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Miss Leah.
Our national anthem from MediaCom Ice Park. I sense a little tear in her voice there, Dan.
Yep, a little extra meaning behind that one for her. And we do appreciate that. It's a time when we can use a little extra meaning behind that song, I think. We're ready to play some hockey here at MediaCom Ice Park. I'm Dan Lee. I've got the ice to your left, Steve Casson, the ice to your right as we get this first period underway between the Missouri State University Ice Bears and the McKendree University Bearcats. So it's Bears on both ends, sort of, kind of.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Also, thanks to folks tuning in on KBFL 96.9 and AM 1060, our final broadcast, at least from Springfield.
And also, as always, our thanks to Alex Harmon, our videographer on WestSportsRadio.com, and also some thanks back at the studio for putting this on at KBFL tonight.
That's right. Big thanks. And Gene Muse, he keeps us on the air tonight. Gene hasn't been with us since last season, but great to have him there. Missouri State skating from the left to the right, make that McKendree from the right to the left, and off the draw, it'll go into the McKendree zone. Quickly, it'll be taken away by Cole DeZandi, and he'll get it to the far side. Helped out now by Josh Donovan, and sent right back in. The Ice Bears on the delayed offside. They'll clear the zone, does Andrew Kovacic. Puck cleared to the point in front of the Missouri State bench and into the zone. Here is Lazar Lesterik.
And Lesterik gets it all the way in right in front of the goalkeeper. A good play intended for Ty Watt, but a good stop by Joey McConnell to start this contest, and it's still 0-0. Ice Bears will try to get out of their own end as McKendree puts 5 players inside the Ice Bears zone on the forecheck, but Ice Bears managed to break out.
Just a little bit behind Brendan McClue. He'll backhand it in, and it goes all the way down to the McKendree zone. 19-17 remaining in the first period. Puck to the point. It is cleared out to center ice, and Patrick Johansson with it for Missouri State.
Johansson backpedals with his defensive partner for a little bit. Now they try to get it up to center ice. It's intercepted.
Yeah, as a lead pass came in the zone. It was broken up. The Ice Bears are there. The B line is on now. Jordan Bratton along with Travis Barrett and Zane O'Brien.
Shane Pluto will try to track down Anderson and rams him hard into the corner. Actually, that's not Anderson. That was Schumacher who took the shot.
First
and
penalty.
I mean, he went in hard, and that is going to be an obvious penalty on McKendree.
So Missouri State will go on their first power play.
This is going to be a boarding call or a big cross-check, one of the two.
Let's see here. As the referee, Jason Carrera, it's a boarding.
Yep.
Jason Carrera is the referee. Hardy Woodward and Mark Marzola, the linesman. So
apparently the order has been given. We're going to have another rough and tumble contest tonight.
Missouri State, 20.3% on the power play, 40 power play goals, 197 opportunities. As Pluto is in the penalty box, and McKendree on the penalty kill, 84.8%. They've allowed 16 out of 105. And dragging it is Bell along the line, falls down, centers it up the middle. Turin is there, but he just pokes it out to center ice so the Ice Bears can regain possession. They have it at center. Now across the line on the right side. Here's Chris Brown across the line looking for Turin instead of Kovacic. He shoots and it's blocked in front. Kovacic again picks up his own rebound behind the net to Turin. Spins around, tries to get around the check of Davis, and apparently Davis made it. So Wolfgang Davis is on the ice now for McKendree. Drive in by Kovacic, save by Klosterman, and it's cleared out to center ice, and a line change for McKendree.
Here's Brennan Anderson. He'll spin back in his own zone, gets it up to the blue line. Sharp pass into the zone is going to be a little too far.
And no icing. The goaltender Klosterman asked for it. It didn't happen. Play continues, backhanded out to center ice, and it'll be Missouri State with Chris Brown. Now to Bell. He has a nice move as he gets around Nichols in front, off the side of the net. Following up now is Schumacher. Here's to Bratton. He shoots, and a save by Klosterman. Bell with it again. Power play has 44 seconds remaining. To the left point. Now looking to the right. They get it to Johansson. Comes down the middle, actually. Now over to Bratton, right side. Up the middle, Johansson. Fanned on the shot. Taken away, and Barrett has it. A bouncing puck again. Cleared, hits a skate. Finally, it is sent all the way down by Jacob Young of McKendree.
It'll be played by Joey McConnell. He'll leave it to the side of the net for his defenseman to come back and take advantage. And the Ice Bears will start up on the right wing with Johansson.
He'll have it across the line now, looking up the middle. It is broken up as he tried to hit Zane O'Brien. Comes to the point, still a battle for it there, but finally cleared out to center ice and all the way down. 6 seconds to go in the power play.
Time for one more charge.
As the Ice Bears come across the line, into the zone. Bratton tried to get at Johansson as he wound up. Stepping in front of him was Shane Pluto, and the puck is taken away and cleared back to the Missouri State zone. We're 5-on-5 now.
Yeah, that was just lousy timing as Pluto surprised him coming up from behind as he stepped out of the penalty box. We lost a total of 4 or 5 sticks on the ice last night. We've got 1 down already.
That's Pluto's already. As Barrett comes down the middle. Barrett is there, pokes it away, but taken away by Lazar Leseric.
Lesteric will go to the right wing side as he heads for the slot. Here's a shot from the left. Saved, rebound, wide open net, and somehow McConnell got a pad down on it, and the Ice Bears break out.
Anderson with authority, right side across the line. Here comes Brennan Anderson. Stops up, got the 3rd goal in yesterday's game, lost the puck, gets out to center ice, and Lazaric with it again.
And he'll get a shoulder check for his efforts as the puck comes back to the blue line of McKendree. They'll try to tip it ahead, but Ice Bears there with Chris Brown.
Bearcats on a line change. Here comes Brown across the line. Brown into the McKendree zone. Brown double team picked up by Shane Thornton on the ice now. Thornton's pass is blocked. Thornton with it again. Set things up with 15:42 to go in the period to McClue, and he gets hit after he passes the puck outside the line, and the Ice Bears reset. In fact, they'll line change. 15:33 to go in the period. As coming in is McClue with a potential hit. He missed it and might have got a stick a little high. Now here's Smith, drops it down low. Left side, gets it to Carson Warnig. He shoots, and a save by Klosterman. Far side boards, and it's held in once again by Warnig, sent into the near side. Now taken by Wolfgang Davis of McKendree. Still a battle for it there. Puck to the right dot. It's taken away by McKendree and picked up by Pluto.
Pluto gets turned back the other direction.
That's as far as he can go in front of his own bench. Now he regains it and shoots it into the Missouri State end.
Carson Warnig will chase it down in his own corner. Quick line changes for both squads. Ice Bears will start up with Lounder.
He'll send it into the near side boards, but
that's not Lounder, it's Alex Smith, excuse me. Alex Smith playing tonight.
14:49 remaining. Icing will bring it all the way back into the Missouri State end of the ice.
If you get your shirt wrinkled up just right, a 42 looks a lot like a 47.
You know it does. I'll gain you on that one.
14:49 left first period, no score, 4-2 shots on goal in favor of the Ice Bears. And here's Austin Davis into the face-off circle. And he'll win the draw, but McKendree manages to steal the puck back, and they'll take it back behind the goal. Joey McConnell looks to his right and behind him as they pile up on the end board. Now it comes all the way out to the point. Ice Bears have it. Fuller sends it ahead.
Sent all the way down where it will be chased by McKendree's Alec Nichols. Flipped up over the head of Lounder and out to center ice. And here is a lead pass to Ivasenko.
Ivasenko gives it down to the middle, back and forth. They go, score! And a sliding goal is coming down the slot. They find a man wide open. I believe it was Dominic Noss. We'll wait and see for sure. It's something 7. I don't know what the first digit was, but the second one was 7 as he went sliding down on the ice. Maybe it was just 7. No, Noss is out there as well. Yeah, I think it was Noss. We'll wait for the official call, but I think Dominic Noss is the one who got the goal. And a great bit of teamwork from McKendree as they came in on right wing, worked it back and forth to give and go. And they'll take the 1-0 lead with 14:20 left here in the first period. So just like that, your MACA champions in the Division II series have a 1-0 lead over the Ice Bears.
We'll catch the call in a moment from public address announcer Tim Greasy. But as you mentioned, Dan, it is a 1-0 lead, and I believe
McKendree State goal scored by number 27. Forward Connor Brennan. Assisted by number 74, Alex Ivasenko. And number 44, Daniel Nordlander. For the Bearcats, Brennan from Ivasenko and Nordlander. Time of the even strength goal, 5:40 in the first period.
Well, I really don't think there was a 27 out there. There was a 7 and a 57.
Well, we'll take a look at that again. But meanwhile, here's Turin with a shot as the Ice Bears have an opportunity in the McKendree zone. We'll look at it on replay if you're watching on Web Sports Radio's live TV and try to describe it for you on KBFL. Puck's in all the way down. This may be an icing call, and it is. That'll give us a chance to take a look at this one here. And it started off on a rush and a return pass, and Dan, I'm not sure if that's 27 or 57.
Well, I did see 57 and 7 go back to the bench, and I don't think any other player had a 7 on them.
Well,
When the 5 skated back to the bench, there was a 7 and a 57.
See if we can get just a little more. And I believe, Dan, it is 27. It is Brennan.
Wow.
I'll see if I can get another look at this here. And yeah, it is. It's 27 who got it.
All right, so Connor Brennan gets the goal.
And for Brennan, that is goal number 16 this season. And it is a 1-0 lead for the McKendree Bearcats.
Here's Chris Brown now trapped in his own end. He gets double teamed, but got it out to Barrett. Barrett tries to give it right back, and it went too far. McConnell will play it. Now he'll give it to Chris Brown. They try the other side, and this time it's Levi Armstrong in there to step in front of the pass. Goes all the way around the end boards to the near corner. They'll stack them up there. 4 players gather for a little meeting. It comes to the other side and taken away by the Ice Bears. O'Brien up to Barrett.
And Barrett will have an opportunity. He shoots. He just missed high and wide. It'll go to the near side and to the line. It's out to center ice. Anderson will regroup for Missouri State. He'll come back across the line. Anderson shoots, and a save by Klosterman. He'll hold on.
By the way, as good as Andrew Best was last night for McKendree, they're not losing anything with Trevor Klosterman in there. Klosterman stands 6'3", an inch taller than Andrew Best, so he covers even more territory.
Well, and
he's played 9 games. He has no losses charged to him. He's had 5 wins and no losses.
Goals against average of 1.98 and a .917 save percentage. So
yeah, I mean they've lost nothing.
Now you also have to look at that. He's only played he's played 9 games. But Best has played 24, so for Best to have a 2.76 goals against average, you know he's doing well. But there's a penalty up on the board, and Ty Watt will be assessed a penalty. So Missouri State on power play number 2.
Their power play!
There you hear it, as with 12:20 remaining, the puck is taken away and cleared all the way down by Alec Nichols.
And you know the Ice Bears want to take advantage of this if they can.
For interference, Watt.
Interference call on Watt. Ice Bears will take their time setting it up, and now they finally come forward.
And they'll have it across the line to Kovacic. Now the left side to Brown. He shoots, score! It went through the 5-hole of Klosterman. And he looked back and said, where did that come from? Missouri State has tied the game up. It is, for Chris Brown, goal number 2 this season, and he really likes that one, as Missouri State has evened this contest.
I don't know what this means, but McKendree's first goal, number 27, Connor Brennan, CB. Our first goal, number 27, Chris Brown, CB.
That's right.
Means absolutely nothing, but it caught my eye. But it's a 1-1 hockey game, and that's what's important is Nas wins the draw for McKendree, and they go back to work following the goal by Chris Brown of Missouri State University. And
Ice Bears power play goal is scored by number 27, Chris Brown. Assisted by number 10, Alex Turin. For the Ice Bears, Brown from Turin, the power play goal comes at 8:01 in the first period.
And McKendree now having a hard time getting out of their own zone as we go back to 5-on-5 hockey. Finally, they do manage to get it there. And here comes Brennan again. He gets a shot on goal off the shoulder pad of McConnell. And the rebound is deflected up into the netting behind. And that'll stop play with 11:18 left in the first period. A 1-1 score, 8-3. The shots on goal in favor of Missouri State University. Face-off will be the right of Joey Mack. And it is won by the Ice Bears. They'll send it around the board, but racing to find it is McKendree. They get a quick shot on goal, saved by McConnell. Puck squirts free, comes around the backside of the goal, comes out to the right wing, and the Ice Bears have it with Fuller on the move.
They race a 2-on-2 into the zone. Dan Fuller was the one that came in, taken away by Wolfgang Davis. He is able to clear it out to center ice. 1-1 the hockey game here at Mediacom Ice Park. We get an icing call as it's sent into the McKendree zone. Here comes back to the Missouri State end to the right of goaltender Joey McConnell. 1-1. First goal, as you mentioned, Dan, number 27, Connor Brennan. Make it a 1-0 game. And then the Ice Bears come back. Chris Brown Left side shot through the 5-hole, makes it 1.
Oh, there's a turnover, and they give it right to Levi Armstrong. 7 feet out in front. McConnell with no chance. I don't know what they were thinking off the draw there, but the Ice Bears gave it right to him. I'm not sure who it was, but a bad mistake and a big turnover. McConnell caught totally off guard, and it's 2-1 McKendree.
Well, unfortunately for Missouri State, this goal comes at 9:13 of the period. And it is now a 2-1 lead for McKendree. And unfortunately,
McKendree goal scored by number 7, Levi Armstrong, assisted by number 26, Ty Watt, and number 11, Lazar Listarik.
I couldn't have seen it that
for
bad.
McKendree, Armstrong from Watt and Listarik. Time of the McKendree goal, 9:13.
well, unfortunately, if you're looking on Web Sports Radio's live TV, we were showing highlights of the previous goal, and we have just the tail end of it, and nothing really available to see on that.
Well, I'm not sure if they scored the 2 people that had the puck before the Ice Bear that sent it to Levi Armstrong, but it was a bad turnover by one of the Ice Bears that went straight to Armstrong. And now another loose puck out in front, and the Ice Bears come up with it, and they'll take it out as far as center ice. Here's a shot by Zane O'Brien. It's deflected away. Ice Bear hits the deck, loose puck again out in center ice, and this time it's picked up by McKendree, and they'll head back in. And another loose puck picked up by Noss. He'll get the shot off, and this one ricochets up and out of play. But some very shaky play in their own zone right now by the Missouri State Ice Bears. 9:53 left in the first period, 2-1, McKendree.
Bearcats at 5:40 of the first. Brennan his 16th. Power play Missouri State. Chris Brown is second. And then at 9:13, McKendree Armstrong his 23rd.
There's a shot straight off the face-off, and this time McConnell's got it in glove. And we'll try it again. Let's go back out with Jacob Young at the face-off circle for McKendree, but Turin beats him to the draw. Taken away, though, by Michael Weedman for McKendree, and the Bearcats are back on the attack. Big tie up in the corner now as Weedman starts to get a little bit pushy. And one of the officials gets hit by one of the Ice Bears, and that's going to do it for Turin, I believe. Or no, it was Brennan Anderson, who I don't think it was intentional, but an official stepped in at just the wrong moment, and Anderson took him down, and now both of them will go to the penalty box, and I'm not sure that they might have Anderson out of the contest after that.
Well, we'll take a look and see here. And I just think it was the referee coming in a little bit to try to break things up. There's Anderson, and he comes in, and Anderson backed up. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was not intentional.
No, the referee just fell. And now we're going to get a misconduct. Well, at least that's what the referee mentioned. Okay, Jason Carrera put his hands on his hips, which is a misconduct. And I'm not sure why he did that. He had his back to the scorer's table, so if he was calling what the penalty was, he called it the wrong way.
In the meantime, McConnell has to come up with another big glove save through heavy traffic as we skate 4-on-4 now.
Well, there's no penalties on the board.
Well, I only see 4 McKendree. Oh, there's the other one. Okay, I couldn't see him deep in the corner.
These for McKendree University, number 6, Michael Weedman, a 10-minute misconduct. Weedman, 10-minute misconduct. For the Ice Bears, number 11, Brennan Anderson, also a 10-minute misconduct. Anderson, 10-minute misconduct. Time of the offsetting penalties, 10:24.
So that's the call, and it will be that as the Ice Bears come in, missing it just wide is Schumacher to the right side. Now to the left side, Bell comes in. He gets cut off at the pass, and he'll go behind the net. Near side boards. Schumacher up the middle, intercepted as it's taken away by Noss, and he brings it up to center, and he'll push it over to Connor Brennan.
Brennan will carry into the corner. Schumacher will rattle his cage. Oh, big hit delivered back down on the line, and we're going to get an interference call on Bell now, or a cross-check, one of the two. Oh, and another one thrown after the fact, and Bell's going to get tagged again. More sticks up, and this thing has gotten ugly fast.
Well, first of all, they got to back off. They have more hockey games to play. And I'm sure head coach Jeremy Law will be telling this to these players in the locker room.
Well, Josh Bell is going to go.
Well, for that matter, everyone has more games to play. Because Missouri State, ACHA Nationals, Thursday the 8th of March, and the D2 Regionals for McKendree, they will play the lowest remaining seed on Saturday the 24th of February.
Well, the Ice Bears have managed to give McKendree a power play, their first of the night. And let's see what they do with it, leading 2-1. As they get play started, they've got it in the Ice Bears zone following the faceoff. Working out on the right point is Alec Nichols, who'll get it off on the left wing. And sliding it through is Levi Armstrong all the way deep into the corner. Alex Ivasenko out there as well. Here's a shot from the right point. Nope, wide right, comes bouncing out the other side. Now they'll work on the left wing to hold the Zandy, and it comes back out to the point. And now just beyond the blue line, and McKendree's going to have to back up.
Bearcats make that 43 for 149, 28.9% on the power play.
Puck goes off the skate of Chris Brown. He chases it down. It gets to the blue line and trickles across, and McKendree once again will retreat, but only momentarily as they take it right back in. Here's Ty Watt. He gets a shot off that slides through in front of McConnell all the way to the near corner, and the rebound is pushed out beyond.
Cleared all the way down. Line change for Missouri State. Taken away by the Bearcats. Alec Nichols had trouble with it, but does get some help from Ivasenko.
And he'll give it on the left wing. Levi Armstrong gets headed off. Carson Warning drives him into the end board, and the Ice Bears break out. Here's Johansson.
Across the side is the Ice Bears line change. Johansson has stood up at the right dot. They want a penalty, but it's Johansson who kind of stopped up and really didn't have much speed coming in. Now we come the other way for the Bearcats with Norlander.
Norlander will carry himself, splits the defense, scores! What a move by Norlander to get through the defense, come to the left side and pick the short side, which is the stick side or blocker side of Joey McConnell. And he pops it in, and it's 3-1 McKendree. This coming at 6:57 left to go here in the first period.
Norlander racing through a couple of defensemen and just beat McConnell as he opened up his pads. Really had his pads opened up a little bit too soon. That's Norlander's second goal in a row, in his 11th of this season, that is.
Things going from bad to worse for the Ice Bears as that power play.
By number 44, Daniel Nordlander. Nordlander with the unassisted goal coming at 13:03 in the first period.
So we've had 4 goals in this hockey game, and 3 of them have gone to McKendree. Bratton, cross ice pass. Chris Brown lost it. It's behind the net. O'Brien. He gets taken out of the play by Wolfgang Davis to the point and underneath Chris Brown, and we come the other way, 2-on-2 for McKendree.
Dmitry Golovko takes it into the zone. He gets triple teamed and now taken down hard on the ice after he gave up the puck, and Barrett will pick it up.
Line change for the Bearcats. Here is Travis Barrett. Barrett this season for Missouri State, 23 goals, 14 assists. Puck is taken away and all the way into the Missouri State zone off the shot by Ty Watt. It's gobbled up by McConnell. He'll hold on. 3-1 McKendree. Shots 12-8 in favor of the McKendree Bearcats, and we'll have a face-off because of a penalty.
Yeah, we've got Barrett now behind the play, got penalized for something. He'll head to the box.
And it goes, the face-off stays in the Missouri State zone, so things starting to fall apart for Missouri State here.
Yeah, this is not looking crisp at all. This will be power play number 3 for McKendree, and of course they have one conversion just the last time out on the power play. They scored to make it 3-1. That's just a couple of minutes ago. Now the Ice Bears win this draw, and they'll waste no time getting it out of the zone.
Ice Bears do have a shorthanded goal. Here's McClue right into the defender who broke that up, and Nichols. Now McKendree with it again. Left side pass as it goes to Norlander.
Norlander almost got that one up under the crossbar, but raising the blocker just in time is McConnell, and he deflects it up into the netting. 5:40 left in the first period. 3-1. McKendree's Bearcats with the advantage.
Well, the good thing is this is the first period.
Yeah.
The bad thing is you don't want to trail any more than a 3-1 deficit.
At one time in this contest, the Ice Bears led the shots on goal 8-3, and now they are down 13-8. McKendree has snapped off 10 straight shots, and 2 of them have scored. So, go back to the face-off circle to the right of Joey McConnell as he looks out, and the face-off trickles right in on goal. And McConnell will waste no time putting the glove on top of it to stop play once again. Well, we knew it was going to be slam bang just like it was last night. McKendree and the Ice Bears apparently got a little bad blood going sometime between yesterday and today, because they really mean it today. There's been some temper flare-ups already.
Ice Bears with Thornton across the line. Thornton, he tries to carry it through. Good check there by DeZandy. It'll go to the right side. Smith holds it in. He shoots, and a glove save held onto by Klosterman. 5:20 to go in the period.
And by the way, the penalty has expired, so we're back at full strength. That seemed like a short penalty to you?
It did, actually. There was a lot of action, and that penalty really went by quick. Turin will win the draw in the McKendree zone. Sent down in low to Kovacic. Ice Bears trail 3-1. Kovacic up the middle. Turin looking for some help. He's pulled down, gets a shot off too, and he's looking at the official saying, hey, I was pulled down, what's going on? And nothing was called, and he's still arguing.
You know what? I think we missed a penalty. I think there was an equalizer, because I still see Barrett down in the box. There must have been an equalizer for McKendree that we didn't take note of.
Well, and honestly, I wasn't looking at the power play on the scoreboard, so I went by you.
Well, I'm wrong.
5:03 to go in the period.
I do believe that was a coincidental minors.
Smith drops in low, and I didn't play the penalty either, so you're at fault this time, Dan.
Yep.
Puck flipped up high and all the way down. That means McKendree is 1 for 2 on the power play. Icing will be the call.
Now that explains why it seemed like such a short power play, because the power play actually started, well, it wasn't the power play then, but the penalties came at 5:59.
Well, but if it's coincidentals, it would have been on the board. So,
well,
remember, there's 10 minutes, so Barrett's still serving. Or, excuse me, Bell is, hold on, Anderson is still serving the 10 minutes. That's Anderson right there that you're looking at.
Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's still serving 10.
All right, that's who I'm seeing down there. Okay, so it was just a lot of action that ate up that power play.
Off the draw, the Ice Bears will win it again. And it's a delayed offside. It was apparently off the line. Johansson's there, but the Ice Bears will touch it. And actually, that's Bell who touches it up. So the offside will bring it back out with 4:37 to go in the period and a 3-1 lead for McKendree. Goals by Brennan, his 16th, back at 5:40 of the first. 8:01 of Missouri State power play. Chris Brown is second. 9:13 Armstrong, his 23rd, and on the power play McKendree at 13:03 Nordlander, his 11th.
And McKendree will take it back into the zone. Good shoulder check applied by Johansson on Livingston, and now it gets around the corner. Or, excuse me, not Livingston, Levi Armstrong, and now it comes to the far half board, taken away by the Ice Bears, and they'll try to get it out of their own zone. There's Bell, who goes cross ice to Schumacher. He'll carry in across the blue line.
And it's kicked right on the line. Turin holds it in, gets a shot off after he gets dumped at the blue line, and it's cleared out to center ice. It'll be Schumacher to swing it over to Kovacic. Nice flip again, but this time to Bell. Bell with it. Tried to toe drag and forgot the puck. Bell still with it. Missouri State trails 3-1 with 3:47 to go in the first period. Steve Casson, Dan Lee, Alex Harmon on the KBFL and on Web Sports Radio. Thanks for joining us. Now we get Schumacher giving kind of a high stick to Ivan Senko. Play continues. Here's Bell. Cross ice to Kovacic. Drive and a save by Klosterman. Sends up high into the right wing corner and cleared all the way down. Fuller will chase. This will be an icing, though.
Now watch. Okay. Thought for sure we'd see somebody coming out of the box. But here's what I don't understand. That penalty we were talking about earlier happened at 5:59 left in the period. So that wasn't a full 2 minutes that went by. I'm still confused what happened on that.
Well, again, I have to go by you because I wasn't looking up for that to see. Here's Bratton with a chop at it as the Ice Bears won the draw in the McKendree zone. Now taken by Chris Brown, drops it in low. Zane O'Brien is there, gets checked off by Estermeyer. Puck comes up the middle, good defensive play to keep it from going up the middle. Now here's Fuller with a drive, and he missed wide. That is Dan Fuller. Now Brian Fuller with it. Dan is F-U-L-L-E-R. Brian Fuller is F-U-H-L-E-R. Now a line change for McKendree. The Bearcats pick up the puck, and they have it on the right side. Almost too many men.
Ivasenko skates in, takes the shot, had a bad angle at it, goes too far to the near half board. It comes. Ice Bears will try to get somebody going.
Fuller lead pass, gets it to O'Brien in front. He hit the post as O'Brien was just looking for a pass in front, and he got it past Klosterman and it hit the post, and it came out. Now here come the Ice Bears, but offside is O'Brien. He couldn't clear the zone. What a way to center the puck and have it hit the outside of the post. Or, well, it came from the outside when it hit, but just, you're looking to pass, and all of a sudden it hits the outside of the post and banks out.
McKendree wins the draw just outside the McKendree zone, but they'll retreat. Take a little time off the clock here. Now they'll feed it up ice. Bounces through traffic. A roller slowly comes in on McConnell. He'll let it go by as Carson Warning plays it. Around the boards it comes, out to the point, held in there. Sent back the other direction. It'll be played by Alex Smith. And back around to the near half board it comes. McKendree can't get a hold of it. Now it's taken away.
Lead pass as it comes to Missouri State's Alex Rubin with a drive, and it gets kicked up and out of play. 1:55 to go in the period. Face-off will stay in the McKendree zone. Okay, Dan, you break it down. You got to get a goal every less than a minute.
Well, if you got to get them both back in the first period, we still got a lot of time left in this hockey game. 3-1 game.
1:55 remaining, and the Ice Bears win it again. A shot sails wide. Kovacic trying to grab his stick, slashes at a man. That is Brennan. Now behind the net. Good check there by DeZande. It'll be picked up by Bell of Missouri State to the point and past Schumacher as it was deflected off of the stick of Dominic Noss back in the Missouri State zone.
Noss will swing through the crease but not bother Schumacher as he tries to set something up. Now they get it out to Bell. Bell cuts to his left, across the blue line.
Bell tried to get it across the McKendree line, but it was taken away and cleared. Now Bell with his pocket picked. We come the other way for the Bearcats.
And it goes all the way back in as it's just dumped in. Noss will, miss a check along the end board. He was going for everything, and stepping to the side was Turin to avoid that check, but McKendree gets the puck back at the red line, and they'll dump it into the far corner. It caroms right into the glove off of the stick of Joey McConnell. 59 seconds left in the first period. 3-1 McKendree.
Bearcats coming in at 23-6-0-0. They have 2 wins over Division I team, over Arkansas.
Oh yeah, this is not your average D2 team. This is a MACA champion on its way to the playoffs. And this will serve them well as a tune-up for that tournament, I guarantee you.
Here come the Ice Bears, 3-on-4, and Fuller catches up to make it a 4-on-4. Taken away as Bratton is there at the half boards, and it's held in past O'Brien. Now clearing it is Lestarek. It's out to center ice, and McKendree with possession. Briefly, and now they have it, Lestarek.
Yeah, Lestarek's going to come in, gets around the sliding defender, centers the pass through, and boy, that was a great opportunity for Levi Armstrong, and he couldn't quite make the connection as the Ice Bears finally get it out of the zone.
And Missouri State with O'Brien. Here comes Zane across the line. Chopped away from him by Nordlander, and he'll get it out to center ice.
Ty Watt will try it on the left wing now as he tries to center one through. It's knocked down by one of the Ice Bears on the near side. 6 seconds left in the period as they try to freeze it along the yellow line. They can't get it done, though. It comes out, and the Ice Bears will be happy just to bank one off the boards and take up the rest of the time on this clock. And you know what? Barrett was still in the box. And also, Michael Weedman was still in the box, so I'm saying both of those players actually got major penalties.
No, remember, Weedman got the 10 minutes along with Anderson.
But Barrett was still in there.
Maybe Barrett got 10, and it wasn't a power play.
No. Yeah, it would have been just a regular 10-minute misconduct and no power play, so that's where we got confused.
You got confused, but we'll verify it.
You couldn't back me up, so you're going to take half the blame.
I will. I'll take half of it. Meanwhile, shots on goal in the first period. For Trevor Klosterman, he faces 10 Ice Bears shots. For Joey McConnell, he faces 15 Bearcat shots. And in this period, a lot of goals. The first goal is well, that was yesterday's goal. That was Andrew Kovacic's amazing goal. Okay, just for posterity, folks on Web Sports Radio's live TV, we'll look at that one again.
Now, how is that one my fault?
All right, that's my fault. But the first goal of the game is a goal by Chris Brenneman. He gets the first one. This after a return pass sliding through the crease makes it 1-0. This one is 16th of the season at 5:40. Then on a power play, the Ice Bears come back. Chris Brown, his second, on a left side shot through the 5-hole of the goaltender Klosterman, and Missouri State has tied the game up. But unfortunately, it's a goal by Armstrong, and Levi Armstrong gets his 23rd. Wall and I believe, did they give that one to Ivansenko? Yeah, I think Ivansenko got the assist. That made it 2-1. The 23rd for Armstrong, that is, at 9:13. And then McKendree comes back with a power play goal. Nordlander, his 11th, unassisted. 3-1 is where we end up right now after one period of play. We'll take a break, and when we come back, talk to the head coach of Missouri State and Jeremy Law. We'll do that in just a moment on KBFL and on Web Sports Radio.
We all love the fajitas. Their margaritas get the crown. Don't forget the quesadillas. It's the best Mexican food in town.
Now your favorite Mexican restaurant is open on Sunday. Yes, Maria's Downtown is open on Sunday. So bring your family and friends and enjoy Mexico with us 7 days a week.
Hold on to your salsa and your chips.
Maria's on South Avenue in downtown Springfield.
KBFL Springfield, 1060 AM, K245CA Springfield, 96.9 megahertz.
Welcome back to MediaCom Ice Park. Steve Cass and Dan Lee. Talking now with the head coach of the Missouri State Ice Bears and Jeremy Law. And Jeremy, I know you and I have been watching the Twitter. We have been watching the rankings. We have been having conference calls. I mean, we have been trying to figure out this thing for months now. What we know is Missouri State is ranked number 17, and it looks like, and a little birdie has told me that it looks like number 17 is good enough to make nationals.
Yeah, that's what we hope for right now. So yeah, we've been having a look at it a little more than I'd like to, but it's exciting, and hopefully we do hold that last spot this weekend. So
now I will remind you, and I know that you kind of look at it jokingly but seriously at the same time. During our team Christmas party, there's a video going around where you said we will make nationals, we'll be number 17. So we need to dig up that video and find out. But are you a prognosticator? Is it going to come true?
No, I think it's going to come true, and I knew it was going to be close to the finish. So me picking 17 was just kind of, it seemed like fate that we would just get in by our teeth there. But yeah, it's I'm happy and hope that it holds up this weekend. So.
Well, yeah, and you got to remember that he had made that prognostication right after we had sang him "Oh Canada," and I think that kind of pumped him out of existence there.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go. We'll blame it on that. But, you know, and folks say, well, why 17? Because normally the top 20 would make it, but 17 because of the auto bids. And the way things are shaking up right now, you have to be 17 or better. But what that means is, and there is an outside possibility that Missouri State could end up number 16, but 16 plays 17 in what they call a play-in game, because it's the top 16 that will end up making it into the actual round-robin tournament portion of it. Well, okay, yeah, so right now you're looking at number 16 at this point in time, Arizona, so we get to play a WCHL team. But after that, guess what? We get to play the number 1 team in the country. That's a thanks for just trying all the hard work that we've done all season to try to make it, and that's the thanks we get.
Oh, I look at it as I think that's great, because to win nationals you got to beat the best anyway, and if Minot State's the best, we're going to have to beat them at some point. So why not test them early? And the good thing about the national tournament is it's a 1-game single elimination, so anything can happen. I think we're playing good enough hockey right now that we can compete with all these teams, and so it's going to be fun and exciting if we get there. So,
and let's talk about that. Missouri State, in order to be considered in any type of scenario, had to at least split with Iowa State. First game was kind of close. In fact, it was closer than it should have been. I know there was a late goal that you really wish should have been taken back, so instead of being a 1-goal game, it was a 2-goal game. But then you come into the second game, and all of a sudden things clicked. It was like the team was playing neck and neck with, at that time, a number 9 ranked team.
Yep.
And they'd score, you'd answer back, you'd score, they'd answer back, you'd answer right back again. And finally, Brandon Anderson said, you know what, enough of this, and let's just finish it out with two goals.
That was an emotional roller coaster. We in that Saturday game, and looking back on this season, that'll be obviously the most important game. It was a do-or-die must-win for us. And we scored the first one. They answered back within a minute or two. We scored the second one. They answered back again. And it was just back and forth till it was 3-3. And then we got that 4-3 lead. And the trend of the game was you were just expecting them to score again really quickly. And then Anderson put us on the board to give us that 2-goal lead. So.
And in a sense, there's your playoff mentality right there.
Yeah.
Do or die. You knew what was on the table.
Yep.
And they went out and grabbed it, and that's a good sign.
No, we played really well that weekend, and despite losing Friday night, I think it was 2-2 with 14 minutes left in the third, and we just had no puck luck. I mean, we had chances. We hit 2 or 3 posts that game. We had a backdoor wide open play on a power play that we just fanned on the puck. I think Barrett double hit it, knocked it over the net instead of in the net. But we played great that entire weekend. So that's the important part. If we could play like that come national time, I think we have just as good a chance as anyone.
Is it fair to say that after the Friday, November 10th and 11 games with Lindenwood, where you basically fielded 14 skaters, you had a hurt squad like crazy, with the exception of one game, and that was a 6-1 game against Colorado State. Other than that, games have been, if they were losses, they were at least by 1 goal, and again, not counting the Iowa State game. But is it fair to say that after that November game, it's a series of games, that this team has kind of become a different squad?
Yeah, I think we've had our ups and downs this year, but when we've been healthy, we've competed. I think every single game, whether you lose by 2 or 1, or win by 2 or 1, we're kind of in every game. We went through that rough patch where we had 8 injured players at one time, and it wasn't a whole lot we can do. Just ran out of gas in those scenarios. But I think. When we play a complete 60 minutes with a healthy bench, we could be a force to be reckoned with.
Head coach Jeremy Law joining us of the Missouri State Ice Bears. And is it nice to know that this is, of course, the third year for Missouri State in Division I? Nice to know that you're going to finish an above 500 squad.
Oh, absolutely. As a coach, as every coach is, that's why we do this. I'm very competitive, and so having a successful season, where you have more wins than losses, that's huge. And I'm excited for this team because they've come a long way this year. The players are really gelling. We have just a ton of character and chemistry on this group, and we're only losing a small handful of guys for next year. So don't want to look past this year, but I think there's bigger and brighter things on the horizon for the Missouri State Bears too.
Do we want to talk about your personal playoff streak, or is that a taboo right now? Is that like talking about a shutout before it happens?
Well, I've mentioned it many times that every team he's coached thus far has made it to the postseason, and it looks like that streak's intact.
Oh, and credit to the players on that. They've made my job easy this year, and but yeah, I'm hoping we should find out real soon that we make it to the national tournament. And that's been our goal all year. We didn't set a goal of winning nationals. We didn't set a goal of finishing 500. Our entire season goal was to make the national tournament. And because once we accomplish that, then we can hit the reset button, set a new goal, and anything can happen.
You talk about just losing a few seniors. You have some seniors and some that you're going to lose. Is that by virtue of the new ACHA rule that you can play now 5 years in Division I? Because I'm looking at guys like Anderson and Kovacic, and are they planning on playing another year?
Yeah, from all accounts, Anderson plans on coming back to play a full season. Alex Turin in the same boat. Kovacic is on the fence right now. He can play half a season, but that's something we got to discuss if he's going to be a full committed player for the full season or not. But and I know obviously, unfortunately, Joey McConnell and Brendan McClue don't have that 5th year eligibility left, so they're out. But and same with Dan Fuller, he won't return. So out of our 6 seniors, potentially could be getting 3 back.
And that's always a nice thing, but it's also, in a sense, a problem because not many roster spots, and I know you are getting your phone lit up and blown up by all sorts of players that want to come here.
Yeah, that's the exciting part. I haven't had to do a lot of recruiting. I mean, the recruiting's doing itself. And kudos to the organization. We have the best fan base, and I would venture to say all of Division I hockey. And a beautiful rink and great management, and everything just seems to be going. This is a place that players want to play now. So I get anywhere from 2 to 10 emails a day from prospective players wanting to come in, and with only losing a few guys, it makes my job easy. I get to be pretty selective on who we bring in.
And also I know that for the underclassmen, that makes them a little bit more nervous too, because their job is not guaranteed next year. If you've only got 3 seniors leaving and you got 9 good recruits coming in, their job isn't guaranteed anymore.
Yeah, it'll be real competitive come tryout time, and also with us having a D3 team underneath us, I know that'll a lot of these recruits coming in will just booster the whole organization, because we will have guys that are real close to making this team that we'll hopefully have a team to play on with our D3 team.
Jeremy Law, head coach of Missouri State Hockey, joining us. And Jeremy, I know we could spend another hour or two talking about this subject, but we'll cut it down to a couple of minutes here. But is it advantageous or not to play as many games as Missouri State plays? We've kind of had that discussion off the air about, should we continue to play this many games? Who should we play against? And look at the teams that are ranked that aren't playing as many games. And, I think your notion is play as many games as you can, because you come from juniors where you did play a lot of games.
Yeah, and it's kind of been a fine line, and I don't know if I have the exact number or equation for us. We have played the most games in the country for Division I teams. I think we were 1 or 2 games up on another team, I noticed. But so if you can fight off the injury bug, which kind of bit us earlier in the year, playing more games I think helps, because you just get more fine-tuned. In the NHL they play 80 to 82 games or whatever it is, and by the time playoffs come, they're a well-oiled machine. They so used to playing with each other every scenario, and come now, like when we run practices, there's not a lot to work on. I mean, our guys know our systems. We've done them enough times, so for that aspect, I think it's great playing more games. But the key is, staying healthy and not getting worn out.
And that's been the biggest key right now because, as I mentioned, after the Lindenwood series, the team has, for the most part, been healthy.
Yep.
You have guys on the bench. And that's the thing, too, is you have guys that can come in at any moment and fill a spot when needed.
Yep.
And there's no worry in that respect because the roster and the lineup's there. But as you come down the stretch, that's the one good thing about, I assume, playing as many games is because now you can play that 60 and not be so winded. And especially if you go into overtime, there's not okay, we're just fighting to hang on versus I think we've got a good 2-on-1 in us.
Yeah, and I think we're a well-conditioned team. And you can practice and, condition and practice all you want, but games are different animal. So having that game conditioning is good. And I think I wouldn't want to play too many more than we have this year, but I don't think we've overdone it either. So
schedule for next year, and of course, as a scheduler, and I know you and I have been talking about this, I think it's going to be a great schedule. And towards the end, it's going to be teams that will, I assume, definitely be ranked in the top 10. And that's going to be a fun. I guess we can let a little bit out on the bag, but next year, because I want to go on the trip, we're heading up to Jamestown and Minot, and definitely Minot, 40 miles away from the Canadian border. I want to see what that's all about. So,
and Oakland on the schedule, that's going to be a good matchup too.
I'm hoping they have a Tim Hortons up there.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to our schedule, and I think we did a great job. Kudos to you, Steve, on getting us such great competition, and it only makes you better playing the top teams in the country, and hopefully that'll elevate our game as well.
Well, the good thing too is even with all the scheduling, I still have you guys off for homecoming, so that'll be nice.
I know that was important to the players. They didn't get that this year, so I know they'll be excited for that next year.
Yeah, they almost had it this year, but we took a trip to Dearborn, so. Yep. But it's definitely going to be a lot of fun allowing them to do that and participate in that, because after all, we always have a motto here that it's family first, school second, and hockey third. So we're going to give them a little bit of the benefit of the school portion.
I'm going to ask both of you a question at the same time, since you are the scheduler, Steve, for the team, and of course you get together with the coach and you guys work this out between y'all. Better or worse to have that big gap in the middle? Would you rather that was a shorter gap in the middle if you could, or is that a plus?
You talking about the winter break?
Yeah, the winter break. It was a pretty long winter break this year, and I was wondering, is that a plus or a minus?
That's a great question. For this season, it worked out to be a plus because we were so banged up, and we had so many consecutive weekends before that break. The guys were wore out. I think everyone was a little, drained emotionally from hockey. So, but moving forward, I think that is a little too long of a break because you got teams that I know, like some of the top teams, Lindenwood and Iowa State, teams like that were practicing on January 1st, and they didn't have a break till December 15th. So I think 2 to 3 weeks is a good break, but a little over a month.
And sorry, head coach Jeremy Law, but speaking of break, we got to take a break away from that interview because we are moments away from period number 3 here at period number 2. Don't want to get ahead of myself.
Yeah, it's only second period.
It seems like period number 3 for some strange reason.
That was a pretty short break, actually. I think they were trying to make up for the 3 long breaks they had last night.
Well, we did clarify a couple things as McKendree has a 2-on-1, and McConnell makes the save off the initial shot by Brennan. Now rebounded front score. It is a goal. It flips up high at the hash marks, and McKendree has taken a 4-1 lead.
And I think that was Shane Pluto that got the second or third put back there. They got several rebound opportunities, and I believe it was Pluto. We'll wait for the official call, but I'm leaning that direction right now. Just 16 seconds into the period, and it's 4-1 McKendree.
The rebound comes in front, and you're right, it is Pluto who puts it back.
Well, not the way you wanted to get this period started if you're an Ice Bears fan.
So Pluto quickly in this period makes it a 4-1 game, and meanwhile we come back with McClue in the McKendree zone.
Let's see what the Ice Bears can get going here. They've looked a little bit sloppy tonight. And they can't call the zone. It comes back out again and goes the other direction. All the way down, back behind McConnell's goal. And it is poked back behind, and Johansson will pick it up for the Ice Bears. He lofts a high pass that gets by Thornton and comes all the way down to the other end.
McKendree goal is scored by number 57, Dominic Nass.
No.
Single-handedly.
And a goal on the other end again, is skating in all by himself is Jacob Young, and he'll get another one for McKendree.
And I think we're going to get a new goaltender.
1858, that was 91, and I'm still pretty sure it was Pluto that scored the last goal too.
It was on the replay.
And the wheels have fallen off for the Ice Bears here in McKendree, showing why they are a championship team in D2 this year, as they are really taking it to the Ice Bears now. 5-1 is your score.
Here's the replay of that. Let's catch the call.
Scored by number 91, Jacob Young. Young, time of the goal, 1:02 in the second period.
Man, they'll give him that unassisted goal.
Dan, I didn't
there's going to be a penalty now.
Yeah, I didn't get the time of the Pluto goal.
The Pluto goal was 19:44 left, so 16 seconds in.
All right.
And a minute and 2 seconds in for Jacob Young.
Got that.
And now a power play opportunity for the Ice Bears.
This is number 3. The penalty goes to Estermeyer.
And that comes at 18:50 left in the first period.
It's holding. That'll be the call.
As the Ice Bears try to go to work here, this is their third power play opportunity of the game. Out in front, there's a shot saved. Rebound is loose out in front. And Klosterman is going to get down on top of it and stop play. A little extra pushing and shoving. By the way, the penalty was assessed to Wolfgang Davis for interference. And that was only the fourth penalty.
No, it's Estermeyer, I believe.
Number 5 is Wolfgang Davis, according to my roster.
Yeah, but they have 10 on the scoreboard.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong side. Excuse me. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is Estermeyer. So here's a shot from the point, straight into the glove of Klosterman. 1:32 left on the penalty. Ice Bears trying to get something cooking here after coming apart at the seams to start this second period. Face-off will be to the left of the goalkeeper Klosterman, and it's taken by the Ice Bears. Chris Brown working right point. He gives to Anderson. He shoots it in. Save. Rebound. Score! Someone camped out down on the pipe on the left side as you look into the goal. Didn't catch the number as he skated back behind the goal. But it's a 5-2 hockey game now as the Ice Bears strike back.
This one comes off of the face-off as it goes to Anderson on the left side. He gets the shot and the rebound is put back. And Missouri State has come back, and I believe that is Josh Bell. No, it's 10, Turin. He gets the goal.
That is a power play goal, the second of the night for the Ice Bears now.
Now they are 2 for 3 on the power play. Here in the second period, Missouri State has come storming back. This goal at 1:43.
And we haven't.
Power play goal was scored by number 10, Alex Turin. For the Ice Bears, Turin with the unassisted goal. The power play goal coming for the Ice Bears at 1:43 in the second period.
So we have a lot of goals to recap for you. McKendree at 16 seconds. We're going to give it to Pluto, his 5th. I didn't catch the assists on it, and it's 4-1. Young, his 2nd for McKendree at 1:02. Didn't catch the assist, it's 5-1. And then Turin, unassisted, his 12th on the power play at 1:43.
And I believe all of those were credited as unassisted, but they had the wrong name on Pluto's goal.
And when we get a chance, we will look at all of those in a second on Web Sports Radio's live TV.
Here's Bratton racing for a puck now, as he might have a chance to get there first. He does, but right on top of him is the defensive pressure of Michael Weedman, so it comes back out to the corner. Stick goes flying. We're going to have another whistle. And who's it going to be on? McKendree.
So things starting to turn around now. This is a 4th power play for Missouri State. And going into the penalty box will be Nordlander.
Good grief. We have played 2 minutes and 20 seconds of this second period. We've had 3 goals, 3 penalties. Excuse me, 2 penalties. It's been pretty event-filled, and it's a 5-2 McKendree lead now as Chris Brown will retreat and start this power play with Anderson on his left. Brown puts on a rush, now dumps it deep into the corner, and he'll try to track it down himself.
Daniel Nordlander, 2 minutes for holding.
So it is holding for Nordlander. 5 penalties, 18 minutes for McKendree.
Ice Bears set up with Anderson on the point. Now he moves to the top of the slot. Looks down the long way, tries to fire it in. It's a little bit wide to the right, goes back into the corner. The Ice Bears will try to track it down there. It comes to the near side now as it takes the long way around, and now it's saucered out
all the way
down on goal.
Yeah, where Brady Griffin will make the save. I mentioned earlier we were going to get a new goaltender.
And we never got to mention his name.
Yeah, Brady Griffin, because we had so many scores going on. But Griffin, the southpaw, who won yesterday's game, he is 4-2 with a 3.58 goals against average and an .882 save percentage.
Ice Bears wheel around. Here's a shot by Kovacic and a save. The rebound is still loose, but the whistle's already blown. And now the officials will have to work extra hard to get them separated as they're all camped out in the blue paint.
Well, while they're getting separated, let's take a look at the Pluto goal. And this is one that it comes behind the net. Nas is there. Getting the shot is Ivansenko. The rebound, and it's 74. Ivansenko that actually got the goal.
It was 74?
Yeah, so everyone's actually kind of wrong here. We'll take a look at it one more time when we get a chance, but I believe it's Ivansenko's goal. He popped it in. We'll grab it one more time. And again, folks watching on Web Sports Radio's live TV, we'll try to describe it for you on KBFL. Shot comes from behind the net. Ivansenko with the first shot. The rebound followed up by Pluto. And then the second shot, it is Ivansenko, 74.
Okay.
He follows it up and gets the goal.
All right. Well, I think they did get it right downstairs then.
Is that who they called?
I think so, yeah.
Well, then
we're not having a good day.
No, not at all.
All right, at any rate, it's more power play time. 30 seconds left on the power play for the Ice Bears as Zane O'Brien carries into the zone. Tries to leave it at the point. Got a little bit too far out, trickles across the line. It'll be taken by Bratton at center ice. Bratton will spin back around right in the middle of the big circle. Now comes to the right, all the way to the corner. Now he'll stop, wait. There's 7 seconds left on the power play. Schumacher working the top of the slot. Now they go left side on the wing. Kovacic sends it in toward the goal. A little bit off the mark and steered back behind by Klosterman, the goaltender. Now it comes back out to the point. O'Brien will steer it back in to the top of the slot. Penalty is over. Schumacher with a shot, save, rebound, McClue, and McClue got chopped right in the chin, and this should be a penalty after the whistle.
And that took him down. I'm not talking that he just backed away from it. It literally took his feet out from under him.
And now some more pushing and shoving to the side of the net between Johansson and McKendree's Tyler Estermeyer.
And McClue really wants to get at someone here.
And McClue is going to the box.
Don't get that one. Don't get that one at all. I mean, if you take a look at it, McClue did nothing wrong except get knocked down.
Hit the ice. All he did was fall down.
Not at all understanding what Jason Carrera is calling here. We'll take a look at it at slow motion. There's McClue. Now, unless they're saying that McClue chopped at the official, or excuse me, if the official is saying that McClue chopped at the referee after the whistle, that's possible. He might get a penalty. But other than that, he did nothing except get chopped at and fall down to the ice. So not entirely sure why Jason Carrera is calling what he's calling. McClue gets 2 minutes. But what else do we get?
Well, I thought I saw McKendree player skate in as well. Yep.
Which it is.
Yep.
And we're going to get a 5-minute major to Nichols. But again, the only thing that I can think of is that after the whistle, there's the whistle. McClue kind of runs into the goaltender. He may get 2, and then you get the high stick into McClue's face. If you look at the penalties as they stand, let's catch the call.
Second intermission, the Marias.
Well, that's not the call there. But if you look at it right now, 6 penalties, 23 minutes at this point with the 5-minute major to Nichols. There may be more if it's 5 and something else. For Missouri State, McClue adds 26 minutes and penalties on 5 penalties for Missouri State.
On the ice for McKendree, number 8, Alec Nichols, 5-minute major for slashing. Nichols, 5 minutes slashing. For the Ice Bears, number 18 is Brendan McClue, a 2-minute minor slashing. McClue, 2 minutes slashing.
I don't know where they're seeing that.
Well, not entirely sure why that was called. McClue did nothing unless it was after the whistle on the goaltender. It's the only thing I can think of. Meanwhile, 15-20 to go, and Dan, we're just in the second period.
I know, this has gotten crazy, hasn't it? Ice Bears trying to sneak one down the slot. It doesn't go. It's tipped away by the defense, and McKendree comes back. There's a nice steal. Zane O'Brien on the left side, but he's got 3 defenders in front of him. Takes the shot, which is knocked down off of the knee of Josh Donovan. Ice Bears have it back. Barrett spins around. There's right on the doorstep. Scores! Zane O'Brien! O'Brien actually intercepted what looked like a shot, waited for the goaltender to go down playing the shot from the blue line, and then just kind of stepped to one side around the sprawled out Klosterman and tucked it in. It's 5-3.
That's going to be another highlight goal for Missouri State, especially Zane O'Brien as he picks up the rebound in front of Klosterman, tucks it into the left side, and Missouri State on a 4-on-4 goal has cut this lead to 2 now for McKendree. This goal coming at 5:04.
Here's Bratton now as he works the play. Now his pass is intercepted. McKendree's got room.
Even strength goal is scored by number 15, Zane O'Brien.
That's his 22nd.
There's Bratton. He's got a 2-on-1. Bratton looks in, shoots, and the glove save.
Assisted by number 12, Travis Barrett. For the Ice Bears, O'Brien from Barrett. Time of the even strength goal, 5:05 in the second period.
Now here's the even better news. In about 52 seconds, the Ice Bears will have a man advantage for 3 minutes. There's a shot through heavy traffic, and Klosterman somehow managed to get the blocker down in time. A wraparound try. This one is through the crease and all the way to the near half wall. Taken there by McKendree, and they'll try to start back the other direction.
Dan, on the last shot, I'm not sure if it might have hit the post and not the glove. I know it was flashed up there, but at any rate, the Ice Bears came close. 13:55 to go in the period. Steve Casson, Dan Lee, Alex Harmon on KBFL and on Web Sports Radio. Thanks for tuning in. Ice Bears trail, but in 17 seconds, they're going to have a man advantage.
Bratton, nice pass to Schumacher, but a great pocket pick by McKendree. Bratton returns the favor, gets it right back to Schumacher, spinning at the right point, now puts it down into the corner. All the way back behind the goal it comes. Ice Bears on the forecheck. They poke it free momentarily. Kovacic on the warpath, takes it away from 2 defenders, and now it's a power play for the Ice Bears for the next 3 minutes, and they can score as many times as they want, and the time will not come off the clock. On the right side, there's a shot, saved, rebound loose momentarily, but then covered up by Klosterman. But that's the key. The Ice Bears can get a couple of goals back here, and that penalty will not have expired. 20-16, the shots on goal. Now make it 17 for the Ice Bears as they put up a new number. 20-17 in favor of McKendree, I should say. 2:45 left in the penalty to Alec Nichols. And the faceoff will be to the left of Trevor Klosterman. And it's won by the Ice Bears, and they'll go to work. Chris Brown on the right point. Down low, shot saved. Rebound is loose once again, but this time they can't take advantage, and it gets pushed into the corner. Big checking going on around the boards. They're rattling the cages now. Oh, they're going to need a carpenter to come in here and fix this afterwards. Here's Kovacic now. He'll start from behind, Kovacic, I should say, from behind his own line. He'll try a rush on his own. Splits two defenders. Can't get past the last two, however. And it comes all the way back down, cleared out to the goalkeep. Played up by Griffin. Bell takes it at his own blue line. And this should be an icing call now as it goes through everybody. And it is. Against the Ice Bears. So they'll bring it back down to the Ice Bears zone. You still with me over there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to go back and take a look at that shot that may have hit the crossbar and not the glove. And there it is. Here, Dan, we're gonna take a look at this here. And this is a shot that did hit the crossbar. There it is.
Oh, okay.
And not the glove. And I was wondering about that, if Missouri State came that close from getting a goal, and they did.
So Missouri State now with a one crossbar and one pipe.
And off the draw in the Missouri State zone from the right to the left across your KBFL radio dial. Here come the Ice Bears and Bell.
Bell tried to toe drag around Nosh, couldn't get it done, or actually Nordlander with the nice stick work there to defend. Ice Bears have it back at the red line. Cross ice pass. It's on the money. And skating in is McClue, and he can't get through heavy traffic. Now it's turned back the other direction, and McKendree will come forward.
Dan, it's a 4-on-4 now as Kovacic was assessed an interference penalty.
Oh, I missed that.
So Kovacic, this is a penalty that are about 4 seconds apart. So we're 4-on-4 now with 11:55 to go in the period. Anderson will have possession. He'll drop it back, and in about 1:14, then the Ice Bears will have a short power play.
Like just a couple of seconds. Here's Barrett. He's charging hard all the way in. Takes a short angle shot. This one goes back behind the goal. And all the way out of the zone on the near side. McKendree with it.
Sends it in, and it's stuck into the corner by Brady Griffin. Now back to Schumacher. Lost the puck. It's up the middle and out to center ice as it went off the stick of Donovan and back out. 47 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. Now there's still the major that is continuing to roll for Alec Nichols of McKendree. Now as it's a 5-3 advantage for McKendree, here come the Ice Bears, and Schumacher across the red line, and he'll look to the left side and send it in.
Schumacher goes cross ice to the far corner with the dump in. Zane O'Brien can't quite get there in time. McKendree will take it over and come back the other direction.
Come across the line into the zone, working it down in low is Ty Watt. Watt now with an assist, 21 goals and 7 assists. He got the assist on Armstrong's goal. Here's a lead pass just off the skate of Travis Barrett and kicked all the way down.
Boy, he would have had some room to run right there too, but instead they'll go get a line change. Well, they've got an opportunity. McKendree with a long pass.
5 seconds left in the power play for Missouri State. This is power play number 6. And we come the other way. Ice Bears with Shane Thornton to chase. No icing.
Back at full strength. Centering pass comes through almost everyone. Taken by McKendree. They try a break the other way and almost hit it.
And this was to Michael Weedman. He's out after his 10. Weedman centered in front. Saved by Griffin. Rebound. It's moved into the corner. Down to the near side boards. Sent down in low. All the way around. Past Young. Goes to the far side. And we are going to get no penalty.
No penalty on that. I can't believe it.
Carson Warnig ran into from behind a Bearcat who's down. And honestly, I was waiting for a penalty. I
expected it.
There would be a penalty as Warnig hit him from behind.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
One time, you kind of wonder, and
I'm really amazed that Carson didn't get flagged on that one.
We'll take a look at it here. Yeah, I think Missouri State got away with one there.
Yeah.
Would not argue one bit if Gary Henson is upset about this one.
No, not at all. By the way, speaking of coaches, I think it's something notable on the bench tonight for Missouri State University. If you look, if we can get Alex Harmon to kind of zoom in when he gets a chance.
Well, look at that tie by Ryan Armstrong.
Yeah, That's in honor of Benjamin Alexander, one of the early coaches of the Ice Bears.
Always wore the bow ties, but he also wore sweaters too. Puck flipped in to the Missouri State zone, stuck into the corner by Griffin. Now taken by Rubin of Missouri State, and it will go to Brendan McClue.
McClue with a nice pass to himself off the boards, tries to get around the defense, and Thornton will come up with a loose puck, and a lot of heavy exchange down in the corner, but no arms up yet. Ice Bears keep it in the zone. Puck flipped up high and out of the zone, and it comes all the way back down to Smith.
And this is going to be an icing call. 9:24 to go in the period, and icing will bring it back into the McKendree end of the ice. Now, Gary Henson is a little upset about the icing call.
Well, we're finally back at full strength.
Don't forget our Ice Bears coaches show. I was going to say tonight at 10:30.
We might be a little late.
We might be a little late. So if you're listening back at the KBFL studios, depending on how long this game goes, we may have to push that coaches show time back, but we will see.
Yeah, and we have the extra activities at the beginning of the game for senior night.
Yeah. So that, of course, on our sister station, Jock 98.7 FM. We'll have that for you also on Web Sports Radio if you want to tune in here in Springfield.
Well, we just need to get a message down to both locker rooms at the next intermission that they can't make any penalties for the entire third period.
I have 2 words. Go fast.
Face off to the right of Trevor Klosterman, the goaltender for McKendree's Bearcats. And it is won by McKendree. Nordlander will swing it around the boards. Held in at the point by Chris Brown, but then taken away.
It is Weedman who will break on the left side. He shoots, and a save by Griffin. He'll hold on. And you know, Weedman had Levi Armstrong right there on a good rush, but he elected to take it himself, and waiting to hold on to it was Brady Griffin. 6'3", 195 is Griffin, and he is a big goaltender in that nets.
23-18, the shots on goal in favor of McKendree. And they lead it 5-3. It's been a wild affair tonight.
It has, and we haven't had a chance to go over the goals, but we will do that quickly. No media timeouts here. But meanwhile, Ryan Armstrong talking to someone. Let's go over a couple of quick ones. Here's Nordlander's goal. This one on the power play. And at that point, it made it a 4-1 game, but we'll go back to live action here as the officials have finished things off. Shot from the left side, hits the outside of the post. Rebound to the far corner, and the Ice Bears have a 2-on-1.
Turn on the right side. He's got Bell on the left side. He tries to take the shot himself, and oh man, Klosterman didn't know he made the stop. He thought it was behind him, and he had to get some help from the defense to sweep it out of the crease. Klosterman made the initial save and did not know where it was. Coming back the other direction, Anderson to Bell to Turin. Oh, nice pass behind the back to himself. Now he'll take the slapper from the right side. Nope, he faked the shot. Now he gives it back onto the point. Brown tries to feed it back behind. Here's Bell swinging around. Gets steered off the puck, but it's picked up by Kovacic. It's a turnaround snapper that goes right into the gut of Klosterman for the save. 8:23 left here in the second period. 5-3 McKendree. I'm Dan Lee along with Steve Casson. Glad you could join us tonight on KBFL, FM 96.9 and AM 1060. Our videographer on websportsradio.com, if you're watching online, is Alex Harmon tonight.
Left off at Nordlander's goal. Take a look at Ivasenko's goal as you're watching on Web Sports Radio's live TV. And again, this one was one that just had a mess of bodies in front. And after the all said and done, it's Ivasenko to score that goal, and at that point made it a 5-1 lead, but Missouri State has since come back.
Now Barrett will try to bounce one off the boards and got the pass into the blue line barely, but it trickles back out. The Ice Bears will have to come back out, but McKendree takes the puck anyway. Played all the way around behind the goal of Brady Griffin. He'll get the puck out a little bit, has to hustle back. It's taken away at the blue line by McKendree. Shot goes wide. Ice Bears pick up a rebound. Here's Schumacher streaking down left wing. Looks for somebody in the slot. Nobody there. Has to carry all the way to the corner. Now back out to the point. Schumacher will send it back deep. Taken along the end line by Josh Donovan, and it's deflected up and out of play with 7:35 left in the second period. 5-3. Missouri State University trails these McKendree Bearcats tonight. And it's been a wild affair in front of a packed senior night crowd. Last home game of the season, and they came out in force tonight to root on their Ice Bears. I don't know a team at this level that has a more dedicated fan base than these Ice Bears, and boy, is it appreciated. Ice Bears still trying to put pressure on in the McKendree zone. The Purple have the puck, but they're having a hard time getting it out of there, and finally Dan Fuller slaps it back the other direction. It comes to the near corner. On the near half board, they'll fight for it there. The scrum continues up the wall, and now Carson Warning with a shot that Barrett tried to redirect and missed it wide to the right. All the way back out to center ice. Here's Warning with the puck. Gets it to Zane O'Brien. Tipped off of his stick. Barrett couldn't control, and McKendree will back up and try to reset as the Ice Bears go for a quick line change. They almost get caught. They do get caught.
As the Bearcats come across the line, here's Lesteric. He is taken out of the play, and a good check from behind by Davis, but no, I guess not. The officials say no, it's holding. So Davis is called for holding, and it'll be another McKendree power play. This is number 3.
And that is hard to believe, that this is only the third power play for McKendree. The Ice Bears have 7 penalties for 30 minutes, but the way it all shakes out.
There's 2 10s involved, Anderson and Barrett.
Right, and a lot of offsetting penalties along the way, too.
Keep in mind, when McKendree scored their goals, Barrett was out.
Yep.
Anderson was out.
Yep, both of them were on the penalty box.
Now they're back.
The penalty box.
Puck to the line. It is held in by Nichols after serving his 5. It'll go all the way around to the near side boards. On the power play, McKendree 28.9%. Missouri State on the penalty kill 81.5. Puck cleared out to center. And still stolen by Missouri State and cleared all the way down.
Yeah, it took kind of a weird hop off of the boards and gave them a chance to clear it out of there. So 6:13 left in the period, 1:30 left in the penalty. And here comes McKendree.
Across the line now, working behind the net, is Brennan. He has a goal. Connor Brennan falls down. It does get it to the left point, sent down in low with 5:56 to go in the period, 1:14 remaining in the power play. McKendree leads by 2. Cross ice. Now a return pass as it comes from Brennan back over to the corner, and missing it wide was Nordlander. Now Nordlander again, high slot. Nordlander working it with Nichols. Now to Nichols. He shoots, he scores! Got it up over Griffin's shoulder. It's a power play goal. And McKendree scores their second power play goal. They are 2 for 3, and they have a 6-3 lead.
And somehow you still know it's just not over. You know, the way this game's going, we could see 20 goals up on the board by the time it's over. Alex Nichols. And that was just a pretty shot. That's all there was to it, on a short angle.
It really was, as he receives the pass and up over the shoulder. We'll catch the call from Tim Greasy. But Nichols gets goal number 7 this season.
McKendree power play goal scored by number 8, Alec Nichols, assisted by number 44, Daniel Nordlander for McKendree. Nichols from Nordlander, time of the power play goal, 14:22.
Yeah, I think I said Alex. It is Alec with a C. So the face-off now, after Klosterman had to make a nice stop while we were listening to the call from Tim Greasy. The face-off to his right, and we're back at full strength. Ice Bears trail now 6-3 to these Bearcats. And the Ice Bears have the puck in the zone, working it around. Now they look down low, shot saved by Klosterman. He can't control the rebound. Bell will have to track it down back behind. Ice Bears had it momentarily, now they get it back. Try to feed it down low on the slot, intercepted once again. Turin pokes it away, comes back down behind the goal. They'll get it back out to the point. Here's Carson Warnig. Fakes the drive, now goes the other direction. Lounder will let it fly, or Smith, I'm sorry, was out there, and Smith let it fly, and it gets knocked down in traffic.
4:45 to go, and a 3-goal lead again for McKendree. They shoot it in, and they go for a line change, but the puck is covered after it bounced off the back of the boards and held on to by Brady Griffin of Missouri State. Shots 24-22 in favor of the Bearcats, and they lead 6-3 on the scoreboard.
You got anybody in Las Vegas reporting for us tonight?
No, actually, I have Dan Dow, who gave me a lot of out-of-town scores, so we will go to the ACHA scoreboard in moments when we have time.
Here's Bratton now breaking out of his own end, finds a wide-open Zane O'Brien. He'll take it in across the blue line. Toe drag, shot saved off the pad, right on around the kneecap of Klosterman. Comes back down out in front of the Ice Bears bench, taken away there by McKendree.
It's across the line into the zone now of Missouri State. Here's Armstrong with it. He'll try to work the puck down low, gets it to the far side, and it's Barrett. Barrett does clear it out to center ice all the way down, and a slow puck, no icing.
So McKendree will start from behind their own goal with 4 minutes exactly left here in the second period, and a big 3-goal gap now for McKendree over the Ice Bears of Missouri State. Bad pass comes to Barrett, though, on the point. He looks over the situation, sends it goalward, save, rebound is chopped at, and a little floater comes in a big pile, and now we're going to have a whistle.
And the Ice Bears are angry because the goaltender came out to cover the puck, and they're saying it wasn't covered. Yeah, the goaltender came out, but the puck wasn't covered, and Missouri State doesn't like it. Line change for both teams. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard thanks to Dan Dow. And Alabama beats Illinois State. They split with Illinois State. Robert Morris, Pennsylvania splits with University of Central Oklahoma. They win in overtime 4-3. Oklahoma 4, Utah nothing. Davenport 5, Kent State 3. We'll get back to the other scores in a second.
Thornton gives up the puck inside the zone, but gets it back. He'll spin back around and come in on right wing. All the way to the corner, short angle shot. This one whistles up high and all the way to the other side. Rebound shot comes in from the left point, and Anderson got some good stick on it, but a good save by Klosterman knocks it up into the netting to stop play with 3:22.
Other scores are around. The ACHA Stony Brook has that's a final. Stony Brook 3-1 over Rhode Island. Both teams split the weekend. And Lindenwood sweeps Arkansas by a score of 8-2. All the ACHA scoreboard scores, courtesy of Dan Dow. We will sponsor that for next year.
Yep. Does a great job for us.
And Dan will get a cut. He asked me, do I get a cut? Yes, you will.
Yep, you will get a percentage of what we've always paid you.
Well, in this case, if it is sponsored, truly, we'll give him a cut. But
yeah.
we will do it in food or something like that.
Yeah, there we go.
Andy certificates, maybe.
Casino chips.
There you go.
Anderson with a shot and a good glove save by Klosterman, and a big hit after the whistle as Anderson is shoved down to the ice, and I don't know if we're going to get a penalty on that either.
Well, if Warnig didn't get called, I don't think anyone else is going to get called.
Clearly after the whistle, but I don't know if it was intentional or not. All I saw was Anderson go flying after the contact.
Well, there's the tail end of it there. Didn't get it in our camera view, I don't believe, as you're looking on Web Sports Radio's live TV. But if you're looking on KBFL, we'll just describe it to you. After the save, the puck is slipped up, and yeah, Anderson was pushed. And I don't know, because we didn't get a good camera angle, if maybe he embellished that. I don't want to say he did, but again, it's the bad camera angle. I'll blame it on that.
Anderson, in the meantime, almost intercepted at neutral ice. Now Kovacic comes up with it. Kobe looks in, toe drag, leaves it behind for Bell. He shoots, he scores! Top shelf right-hand side, got it on the wide side. And it's 6-4.
Well, Missouri State on senior night is making this interesting for the fans as Bell comes in to get his 12th goal of the season, and Missouri State, on an assist by Kovacic, has now made this a 2-goal hockey game once again. Here in the second period.
McKendree still leads it by a pair. But now the Ice Bears, with a little extra skip in their step, come into the zone one more time following the ensuing faceoff.
Ice Bears goal scored by number 16, Josh Bell. Assisted by number 20, Andrew Kovacic.
And now breaking in, Bell again. He comes in, he looks for Kovacic, and Kovacic couldn't pull the trigger as this time he's
for the Ice Bears. Bell from Kovacic. Time of the goal, 17-18.
There's Covey again at center ice. Anderson sent down to the ice one more time, but he gets back up. Bell once again with a shot. Oh, that one I think deflected off of the blocker and then the crossbar. I heard a ting.
Well, that's another pipe that Missouri State has hit this game. And, you know, they have the momentum now, does Missouri State. And again, you have to look back to the fact that they had their best defenseman, Anderson, in the box. They had one of their best wingers, and Barrett in the box. And those are
huge.
The times when Missouri State gave up those goals.
Yeah, power play goals. They were huge.
Well, they gave up.
Well, one of them was on a power play at least.
Yeah, one in the first period, but yeah, early up in the second period was a power play goal.
So the Ice Bears now have cut it down to 2. At one time they trailed 5-1 in this hockey game and have outscored McKendree 3-1 since then. Here's a shot redirected as Zane O'Brien tried to get the redirect, but it went a little bit wide. Deep into the corner it goes. Minute and a half left here in the second period as McKendree breaks out of their own zone.
They bring it across the line into the zone to Watt, and he tried to center it to Weedman. Broken up. Here come the Ice Bears. Bratton one-hands it out to center ice and gets it to O'Brien, taken away from him and bounced right in, and it'll be stopped by Griffin. Line change for McKendree. Missouri State trying to do that too. They get one man out, but here comes Schumacher to race.
Schumacher's got help on the left-hand side, but he skates in himself.
1 minute remaining in the second period. 1 minute to go.
And they try to get it back out to Barrett, but a little bit too far behind him.
All the way down, and it'll be chased by Missouri State's defenseman and Patrick Johansson out of Saranda, Sweden. Johansson is a +7. He's figured in a lot of goals. Puck is cleared across the line. That's as far as it goes. Now we go left to right into the Missouri State zone. Now down to Schumacher. 33 seconds to go in the period. Battle for it down low. Bratton's in there to help out, but it's taken away by Connor Brennan. Brennan peels around, right side, shot, score!
Oh, they missed the communication there defensively.
Ivasenko gets his second goal of the game. Nobody picked him up. Second goal, third of the season.
Yeah, as you say, inexplicable how they just never seemed to see him over there. He was camped out all night.
He was ready with the barbecue, and he had the fries going and fritters and everything else because he was waiting there. He had a lot of time, and he scores.
7-4. It just keeps getting wilder and wilder. And it's back
number
to a 74,
Alex Ivasenko, assisted by 27, Connor Brennan for McKendree. Ivasenko from Brennan. Time of the goal, 19:39.
And that's going to do it for the period. 7-4 is your score. We've got an interview coming up that's pretty long. We're going to get to it as quickly as we can.
Shots on goal in the period with 16 on the Ice Bears combination of McConnell and Griffin. Two-period total of 28. Klosterman faces 16. Two-period total of 26. Shots on goal, as I mentioned, do favor Missouri State. Power plays, the Ice Bears are 2 for 6, and 2 for 3 are the McKendree Bearcats. We will take a break, and when we come back, talk with the Missouri State soccer head coach and John Leamy. We'll do that in just a moment on KBFL and on Web Sports Radio.
We all love the fajitas. Their margaritas get the crown. Don't forget the quesadillas. It's the best Mexican food in town.
Now your favorite Mexican restaurant is open on Sunday. Yes, Maria's Downtown is open on Sunday. So bring your family and friends and enjoy Mexico with us 7 days a week.
Hold on to your salsa and your chips.
Maria's on South Avenue in downtown Springfield.
Back at MediaCom Ice Park, Steve Casson, Dan Lee on KBFL and on Web Sports Radio. And Dan, somebody apparently won something.
Yeah, and we have our guests up here in the broadcast booth now. A couple of players from the Missouri State University True Football League. I'm going to call it that.
Well, soccer team, but head
and
coach,
they're more interested in that. They were more interested in that than they were
I
the
would
interview.
be too.
They're all ready for the interview.
Jump right in because that was Michael Creek that just scored that goal.
Oh, you know him? That's one of your players?
That's why.
Yes.
That was one of your players that just scored there?
That's one of our goalkeepers that just scored.
There you go.
All right. Well, welcome aboard, John Leamy. Good to see you again, as always. And you brought a couple of players with you this year.
Yeah, we've got Jake Laird, and Jake is from Southern Illinois, just outside of St. Louis, Troy, Illinois. And then we've got Kyle Hebert. Kyle is all the way in from lovely Winnipeg, Canada.
Okay,
so Kyle is a big hockey guy, and so isn't Jake, as you can tell by the Blues jersey.
Yeah, wearing the Blues. But Kyle, I need to ask you a question, though. What's it like being down here versus being up in Winnipeg? Because in Winnipeg, it's probably cold and snowy, and now you get to be down here, and it's so much nicer, isn't it?
It's like my summer holiday. I come down here in January, and there's no snow anywhere, no polar bears. It's a great experience.
What's it like to play for head coach John Leamy?
Oh, man, it's been great.
This is your chance
I can't tell the coaches or the players how appreciative I've been of all 3 of my years here at Missouri State. They just keep getting better and better.
I just don't know how you play soccer on ice up there in Canada. How do you do that? Do you actually have enough summertime to play soccer up there?
Yeah. We got a lot of indoor facilities that we use,
nice.
so we play indoors most of the year.
That's where you get most of your practice in, then is indoors.
So you were able to score a goal this year. Take us through your goal.
Well, it was a corner kick, and it was actually weird because right before that game, I was wearing a certain pair of cleats, and they broke, so I put on a new pair of cleats. So the new pair of cleats actually had some magic, but it was a corner, it came out, they didn't cross it, I was kind of upset, and then it came back in, and it just hit my head and went in somehow. So.
Okay, so is that a soccer term, your cleats have magic?
I think we should.
Well, the hockey players, their sticks have magic.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's true.
So I mean, so what you're doing is you're blaming it on the shoes and not necessarily your ability. I'm just joking with you, but
yeah, it's all in the shoes.
Yeah, that's it.
I think we need to back up just a little bit for our casual listeners out here and let you know we're talking to the reigning NBC regular season champions here. They had a big year last year. You guys came up with a great down the stretch drive, an unbelievable game against Drake. I mean, most people, they look at a 0-0 game and they're going, oh, yeah, right. No, that's a war. That's a war.
Yeah, and most games are, and when you get to college soccer, they're close, they're tight, they're hard-fought defensive battles. But I tell you what, these boys, Kyle and Jake and their teammates, did a wonderful job this year. I mean, they competed. It's always awesome when you can win a Missouri Valley Conference championship. As Stan Melton reminded me on the way into the rink, though, we fell a little short. And we just probably missed our chance at the NCAAs because we lost in our conference tournament final, and we needed that where we sat with the RPI and everything. But a marvelous year for the kids, and couldn't be more proud of them.
And, of course, these are some of the guys that helped you get to win number 250 on your illustrious career here at Missouri State University.
Well, we don't know anything about that, but I do know that we've had a lot of great players here and coaches that have won a lot of games. And Jake and Kyle have really been good anchors. Jake spent his first couple of years, I'll let him talk, but he was a left back for us, but then he moved into center mid, and Kyle's the center back for us.
Jake, take us through some of the highlights for you in last year's competition.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I didn't have too many highlights. I was kind of more of a defensive player, so I kind of helped out in the back more than up front. But, I mean, winning another championship, I won my freshman year as well. But winning a second championship's great, and I've got one more year left, so we're looking to add a few more. So.
And I didn't really necessarily mean you personal highlights, but some of the moments you remember with this team and some of the things that you look at your teammates and go, wow, I was part of that.
Oh, I mean, the Drake game, like you said, I mean, it was a 0-0 game, but after the final whistle blows and you guys are champions, I mean, it's a great feeling. And then especially the Evansville game was a big one when we won on penalties. Ian Wu actually scored that penalty to take us to the final, which was really exciting. But yeah, I mean, I said those would probably be two of the biggest ones. Tulsa was a big win, 2-0. it's been a while since we've played that well against a team like that, so it was exciting. I mean,
now, John, you always give us the impression of being a pretty happy-go-lucky guy. You don't take life too ultra serious. I'm going to ask these guys: is that for real, or is this just a show for the public microphone?
Oh no, I mean he's a humble guy. I mean he's always on, he's always working, he's always on the job. So we love him for that.
I will tell you one thing that he always does is he always tweets. John has become this huge Twitter fan, and every time I see a tweet, it's from John, and it could be, it's always positive stuff. It's always things, and he even tweets about the Ice Bears and stuff. So yeah,
he's right there with the tech. Did you see him just a minute ago? He's the one taking the selfie. He's right there with the tech.
He's doing it all. But yeah, I mean, obviously, because that's going to be tweeted here momentarily.
Yeah.
But we're big fans of the Ice Bears, and every time we get the pleasure to visit with y'all and beyond, but it's just such a first-class operation. It is professionally run. It is just, the minute you walk into the doors here, you are greeted. It is the best atmosphere in the world. These kids play their hearts out. The crowds are great. And you guys as broadcasters, I mean, it doesn't get any better. So it is always a pleasure when we get to come and visit.
Well, it is so easy to do this when you've got 1,100 fans, on an average night, maybe 900 or 1,000 fans sitting in the stands, and they give you that electricity and they give you that excitement. It's easy to get excited. For soccer fans, you guys are pretty close-knit. I mean, everybody up in the stands, up in the stands. You don't get a lot of walk-in traffic, but everybody up there means something to you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, my parents are down there every weekend trying to watch, and I know a lot of other guys' parents try to come down, and I know even the foreign guys, whenever the games are streamed, their parents are watching. But, yeah, it's a tight-knit group, so we love it.
Well,
go ahead.
I say one of the things that I finally figured out, I talked to John earlier. I said, you guys have come to many of our hockey games, and we have not reciprocated, and I've always wanted to do that. Well, I thought I'm going to call John, and I'm going to ask him to. Now, I will say that I've covered soccer before as a sports reporter for a local newspaper, so I'm used to being on the field. So when I say I want to go to a game, I really want to be on the field. I am not for one to sit in the stands. But that being said, I said I'm going to get on my phone, I'm going to call John, and I'm going to ask him to get to a game. Well, Jon is different from John, and of course I searched for John. I couldn't find it, so that's my excuse for the past 2 years, is I have not been able to find your phone number.
Is that weak?
It is not. Steve is coming to a game next fall, and we will welcome you, and we would love you to be there, and wherever you want to sit. You want to sit down on the bench with us, or you want to go to the press box, where sometimes it's a little more comfortable, you have got an open invitation, sir.
Well, I appreciate that. The one thing I do have a question for both of the guys that we have here, and Kyle Hebert and Jake Laird, is, okay, you've seen, and again, this goes back to my days of covering soccer, so I've covered men's and I've covered women's. When I ask you this question, it's a situation because in covering men's and covering women's, I've heard more bodies smack with women's soccer, but my question to you is, which is rougher, men's or women's?
Oh, wow.
Careful with that one, guys.
Yeah, that's a tough question, to be honest. I mean, I don't really have an answer. I've never played in a women's game. I know they can get kind of feisty at each other. I mean, from just watching games, but I mean, I really don't have an answer. I don't know if Kyle does or.
Yeah, I think he's reluctant.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, it's always a different type of like roughness. Like you look even from sport to sport. Like it's like you see different types of physicality in different areas in different sports. And I think it's the same with men's and women's. Like you're different types of physical with each other. Like certain things are let go, maybe more so in either one. But yeah.
Well, and again, that's for me covering women's sports. I've seen more head smack, and I've seen just a lot more of rougher play, I guess, versus the men. And I don't know if maybe it's masked a little bit because in a men's sport, you kind of overlook it in a sense because you're used to the rough play. But for women, you're not really. And then all of a sudden you hear this, and it doesn't seem right. And maybe that could be swaying my thoughts, but I thought women's soccer was the easiest thing ever. It is not. It's rough out there.
Yeah, there's nothing easy about soccer. Anybody that's been to see a match knows there's nothing easy going on out there, and just the stamina involved in running up and down the field for as long as you guys do. What kind of training does that take? Yeah, this is for our players. What kind of trainings does that take to be able to run up and down the field all day long?
What's your prep? What do you have to do?
Yeah, we do, like we never really lose it, so we kind of keep our fitness up even in the spring. We'll be working and stuff. And then before the season starts, we'll have a players-only preseason where the players will come in, we'll run in the mornings, we'll train in the evenings, we'll be ready to go. So by the time we get to work with the coaches, we're ready to go physically, we're ready to go mentally, and we just jump right into it. So it's even still, the first couple games, you're pretty shattered. It takes a couple actual games before your body adapts to playing 90 minutes.
John, do you think you cracked the whip on these guys physically more than most coaches?
No. You know what? That's a loaded question there, but they work very, very hard, and Kyle hit it. They work year-round. They're in the weight room now 3 days a week. We're practicing basically every day, and of course we take the mandatory NCAA days off and all those things, but it really is a year-round, and it's a dedication. Same as the kids that are playing hockey out here tonight. You know, they put so much into their sport. It means so much to them. They're watching film, they're lifting, their fitness, working on their techniques, and it's what really NCAA sports have become and college sports have become. So it takes that type of an effort and dedication, and it's not uncommon in a game. If these guys play a full game, it's not uncommon to see somebody go 12,000, 13,000. We've had kids go upwards of 15,000 yards in a match. So that's a lot of movement. And sometimes you're walking, sprinting, going backwards, forward, sideways, but it is a lot of activity. They burn a lot of calories in one.
And speaking of dedication, of course, you've been doing this for, this year, 26th season now? Since 1992. But you have not done that all by yourself either. You've had a lot of good help on that bench with you this year.
Unbelievable
and all
help.
the years.
Yes, all the help. We got associate head coach Mike Siebold. We've got Jack Roberts, who's a former player, who's back with us this year as a coach. And then we have Coach Colt Reichel, who really specializes with our goalkeepers. We've got a marvelous staff, and boy, they put a lot of energy and effort into making this thing go. We're the luckiest people in the world.
You're going to be starting this spring off on the road, and you don't come home till what, March 24th or something like that?
I believe so. We're going to end up having 3 dates at home. And if you go on the website, if you go to our athletic website and hit men's soccer, they've got a little bit of a write-up, and you can click schedule and see some of the activities. We're going to get up to St. Louis for a couple of games, and we're actually going to get up to Missouri S&T for a couple of games there too. So we try to pack as much soccer in as we can on the days, because we're allowed 5 dates to play, but we can put 2 games in.
Okay, and this first one is not too far away. What is it, March 5th?
Yeah, it's coming up.
And you got to be looking at the weather map a little bit by this time, can't you?
Oh, heck. As the boys will tell you, we'll play in anything.
All right. Well, have fun doing that, John. It is so good to see you. We cherish our times that you come up and visit with us at the booth, and love watching you drop that puck. You even do that with enthusiasm. That's what gets me. You even drop the ceremonial puck with enthusiasm.
We were hoping to not bust our butts, I think, is what was happening.
Now, one last question here, since we do have an extra minute or two. Who organizes the chanting going on down here in the corner? Who gets that together?
Oh, the chants. Those always go to the English guys because, they come from a culture from like Premier League games and stuff like that over where they live. So a lot of chants come from there, and they've got some unique ones, I'll tell you that. So,
are there any we should worry about?
No, I wouldn't say. We'll keep them pretty PG while we're here, but. Yeah, they're all good.
Well, tell them we appreciate it. It adds a whole new flavor to the hockey games down here.
Yeah, we love it. We love it.
We'll go chant at your game, but I'm not guaranteeing the quality of our chants.
Oh, that's all right.
You know what I'd like to do is maybe talk to Josh Doling, since he's from Liverpool, and what kind of chants do they have over there? Maybe get something like that going, because I hear those are pretty good.
Yeah, the authentic ones, you really can't repeat them on live TV, can you?
As long as you're chanting and no one knows what they are, it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't really know any of the Liverpool ones, but I'm sure Josh does. But yeah, they can get pretty rowdy, especially over in England, I'm sure. But
now, one last question. We got just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we keep saying one last question. We don't want you to leave. You want to stay here and do the second period with us?
Heck yeah. This is a great view. You guys are awesome.
So, obviously, people can recognize football players, sometimes basketball players. Do they recognize you guys as soccer players? Does anybody at the school, or when they find out that you play soccer, with the exception of wearing, like you've got a Missouri State soccer jacket on, other than that, does anybody recognize you?
When it comes to the American kids, probably not. Maybe more so the foreign guys just because of the accent. But, I mean, we're all pretty average-sized guys. I mean, I wouldn't say they recognize us unless they know us personally. But, I mean, if they come out to a game, I'm sure they'd know who we are. But, yeah, I'd say the foreign guys probably get recognized a little bit more just because of the accent. But, I mean, that's about it.
Now, one last question.
Yeah, one last question. Go ahead.
Also well known on the Missouri State soccer team, the academic level. You guys have had a lot of great academic All-Americans and players that excel in the classroom just as much as they have on the pitch, and our hats off to you for that too.
Yeah, and I'll let Kyle talk, but Kyle's an outstanding student, has been recognized for all region and all conference with his academics.
Yep, we're talking about you again.
Yeah, we're talking about your how you've been recognized as an excellent student.
I think we gave him a bad headset.
Yeah, I mean, it just everything that kind of came to us, like I know like a couple of other guys got recognized individually this year, and it was like a whole team thing. Like we just like every game you go out there and play, and it's just like if the whole team does well and is winning, then they're like, oh, they just pick a guy out from the team, and fortunately they decided they would pick me, but it was like everyone around me, like other teams don't have the benefit of forwards who work as hard as our forwards do to make my life easy, so I have to defend less because the ball's not in our half as much because our forwards are, running like crazy. Like their amount of high-intensity meters, if we track all those meters, are off the charts. So
that is about as diplomatic and humble an answer as I ever could have expected on that question. Well done, sir. Well done.
It definitely is. And I'll finish this off because we do actually have to, as the teams are getting back out on the ice. But real quickly here, Missouri State has always, as a hockey team, said that everybody's one big family. Is that what it's like with this soccer team? That everyone is a big family, that everyone really gets along with each other?
Oh, for sure. Like we, looking back, there's so many good memories of just like all the guys being together. Like off the field, we just connect and are hanging out too. So it's amazing to come here and, you kind of do, when you first get here as a freshman, you sing a song in front of the team, and then that's over, and then you're just a part of the team.
That's
and
great.
The guys love each other.
That's great. Well, we kept you so long, we have to say goodbye to you.
Problem. You guys have another great period. Dan, Steve, thank you for having the program on. It means the world to us.
Thank you, John. That's John Leamy, the head coach of the Missouri State men's soccer team, also Kyle Hebert and Jake Laird. Thanks.
We all love the fajitas. Their margaritas get the crown. Don't forget the quesadillas. It's the best Mexican food in town.
Now your favorite Mexican restaurant is open on Sunday. Yes, Maria's Downtown is open on Sunday. So bring your family and friends and enjoy Mexico with us 7 days a week.
Hold on to your salsa and your chips.
Maria's on South Avenue in downtown Springfield.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created Junk Email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
Let's head for the third period. Here's Steve Casson.
Well, it seems more like the fourth or the fifth period. This has been going on a long time.
It's been a long weekend.
We should be finishing up and just about ready to head over to Civil Kitchen and Tap for the Ice Bears Coaches Show. And again, if you're back at the KBFL studios, we'll kind of keep you posted as to if we may go on at 11 o'clock tonight instead of 10:30.
But in the meantime, it's 7-4 McKendree as we start this third period. I'm Dan Lee along with Steve Casson, Alex Harmon, our videographer, as you listen live on KBFL FM 96.9 and 1060 AM.
Faceoff is won and sent into the McKendree zone. Just a reminder, you're listening to Missouri State Hockey on KBFL.
KBFL Springfield, 1060 AM, K245CA Springfield, 96.9 megahertz.
Faceoff will be in the McKendree end of the ice. And off the draw, the Ice Bears win it and quickly swept in by Bell to the near side boards. Now taken by Brown. Kovacic is in there to help out. Brown will pick it up and a drive as he gave it to Turin from the right side, blockered into the corner off of Klosterman. Puck is cleared out to center ice, and with 19:35 remaining, the Ice Bears bring the puck right back in the McKendree zone. Bell, he shoots, blocker save, rebound. Be taken away by Ivan Senko, who has 2 goals tonight, and stepping in front of the pass is Anderson, but he couldn't pick it up.
Brennan does for McKendree, and he'll push it back behind the goal as they invade the Ice Bears zone, but it comes quickly back out the other direction. This is probably going to be an icing call.
No, nope. It's waved off.
Waved it off.
You talk about Brennan. Anderson lost it to Brennan. Connor Brennan, yes. Too many Brennans. Here come the Ice Bears. They steal the puck. Onside is Barrett. He'll have it down the middle. Gets a weak backhander off, but enough to get a face-off. And it'll stay in the McKendree into the ice. 18:56 to go in the period. 7-4 in favor of McKendree. Goals by Brennan is 16th. Power play, Chris Brown of Missouri State, 1-1. Armstrong is 23rd. Nordlander on the power play, 3-1. Ivan Senko, 4-1 is second. Young his second, 5-1. Turin on the power play is 12th. O'Brien for Missouri State makes it 5-2, is 22nd. Nichols, his 7th, makes it 5-3. Then it's the Ice Bears with Bell making it I take that back. It was 5-3, and then Bell grabs 5-2. Bell, that is, grabs a goal to make it 6-3, and then now it with a goal by Kovacic. I'll get this one straightened out in a moment. I think I have my goals off here. We'll catch this in a second here.
At any rate, it is in the McKendree zone right now, and the Ice Bears trying to go on the attack, but McKendree doing everything they can to stymie the effort. Ice Bears steal it back. A bouncer comes in on goal, and Klosterman will make that save. And stop play with 18:22 left here in the third period. By this time in the second period, McKendree had scored 2 big goals, and that helped get things turned around as they widen that gap, as you were talking about. But they got 2 goals in the first minute and 2 seconds of the second period by Ivasenko and Jacob Young to build a huge 5-1 lead. And now the Ice Bears have a long way to go to get back.
18:13 to go in the period. I got my goals kind of mixed up there. So after O'Brien made it 5-3, Nichols made it 6-3, Bell made it 6-4, and then Ivan Senko made it 7-4, and that's where we are right now.
Okay, in the meantime, Levi Armstrong gets pinned down along the boards on the Ice Bears zone on the far end. Now it comes back out to the point. It'll be played there by Chris DeZonde. He shovels it back toward the left wing. Cut off there. Here's Thornton.
Lead pass as he's trying to chase Alex Rubin. He gets it into the zone. Rubin with it across the circle. He shoots, pad save, rebound. Thornton will spin around off the goaltender, in! What a goal! Thornton, who came from Missouri State's Division III team, scores the goal, and Klosterman is arguing, saying it shouldn't be a goal, but it was a perfect goal. Klosterman spun around and kicked it in, and Missouri State has now come within 2. It is 7-5.
Yeah, we have the feeling in intermission this wasn't over by a long shot. And we're seeing a little evidence right there. Now back down to a 2-goal deficit. Remember, it was a 4-goal deficit.
Now the officials are talking it over here. We'll take a look at the replay. There's nothing wrong with that goal. Absolutely nothing wrong with that goal.
I'm not sure what he would even have to complain about. They're not going to talk about it long. We're back in action as the Ice Bears win the draw and go back to work.
Ice Bears unassisted goal by number 7, Shane Thornton.
And a 5-7
Thornton with the
contest.
unassisted Ice Bears goal. Time of the goal, 2:25.
So the Ice Bears now within 2 as Thornton picks up goal number 6 this season, and now we get an offside as it comes in across the Missouri State line. 7-5 now, and Missouri State out shooting McKendree 33-27.
Yeah, that's the interesting part of that equation. They're trailing 7-5, but they're leading shots on goal by 6. Draw comes all the way into the McKendree zone.
No icing there. Davis with a hit, now picked up by Lounder. The checking line on. Here's Brown. He shoots, tipped to front, score! 4! has crawled back. It's now a one-goal hockey game. This Fuller, though, is Brian Fuller, and he gets goal number 3. And Missouri State has made it a 7-6 contest, and they've done it quickly. Dan, while I get the replay, you can do the math, but Missouri State has scored 2 quick goals here.
Well, in 34 seconds time, from 17:35 to 17:01, so it took them 34 seconds to make this a one-goal game again. Very similar to what McKendree did back at the start of the second period, as they got 2 goals in a minute and 2.
Well, I'm looking at 2:25, and right here.
Shoot, that gives them 21 seconds remaining to break the record for 3 goals in a short span.
Well, this one is 2:59, so 34 seconds actually, Dan.
Yep, 34 seconds, so they've got 21 seconds left to try to break the record of 56 seconds for 3 goals.
Time of the goal, 2:59 in the third period.
And I didn't get the assist. I know Barrett was one, wasn't he?
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
I think Barrett was the one with the assist.
So we'll give it to Barrett right now, but it is 7-6 in favor of McKendree. But Missouri State has crawled their way back here to trail with 1. And here's the pass, comes into the McKendree zone to Turin. He's going to bank it off the boards. Johansson, he shoots. It's blocked in front. Kovacic is there, looking for some help. Instead, Kovacic puts it on goal, and Klosterman will hold on.
So 3 quick shots right there for the Ice Bears as they try to get this thing tied up, and they've got plenty of time to work now.
Thornton's goal, just a nice spin around. It came off the back of the goaltender, Klosterman, and in. And then Fuller returns the favor 34 seconds later, and Missouri State is rocking and rolling here in the third period on their 36th shot. They trail by 1.
And if they get 1 goal every 16 minutes and 36 seconds, it'll be tied.
Well, remember, everybody now gets a Andy's frozen custard because it's a 6 score for Missouri State. Here's Johansson. He gets a shot at missed wide. Bell's right there, and he flips it up over the net. Goes to the near side. Missouri State trails by 1. Bell works it down in low, gets shoved to the corner. Alex Nichols is in there. He's able to break it up. Connor Brennan for McKendree gets it to the far side, and it's out to center ice.
Johansson will spin back to the red line, backhand it back toward the zone, but it is intercepted there by Brennan, and it falls short of the blue line. McKendree offside will have to wait and regroup. They finally do. And now taken down at the blue line was Alec Nichols. It comes back behind. Ice Bears have it. Can't get it past the blue line, though, as it's intercepted by Brennan once again. Now it's flipped out of the zone. Here's Josh Bell.
He's going to have it on the left side, looking for some help. Bell waits. He shoots. Klosterman with a save. Blockered it down low. Behind the net. Comes right out in front. Taken away and cleared all the way down. This should be an icing call, as Ivan Senko couldn't hold on to it.
Well, they kind of waited on the call, but it is icing.
37-27 are the shots. We came into the period at 28-26 in favor of Missouri State. And the Ice Bears have picked up a couple of quick goals, 2 goals in 34 seconds. But unfortunately, they will not break their record. 2 goals in 56 is the record.
3 goals,
sorry. And in fact, Missouri State has done that twice. They had 2 50-second type, 3-type goals. Here come the Ice Bears again, and oh, what a drive as O'Brien got it up high, but Klosterman waved the glove from the left side, and he's able to hold on to it. Now we got a game. Missouri State trails 7-6, 15:24 to go in the third period, and Dan, like you said, when this period started, you kind of sensed that Missouri State still had no quit in them. And right now, they're not quitting. Here's Warnig with the drive. It's blocked in front. Goes behind the net. Now taken by Josh Donovan. Gets it over to the corner, and it's out to center ice. Here might be a lead for Pluto.
Shane Pluto comes in on right wing, working on Dan Fuller. Fuller will steer him right into the corner. Comes back behind the goal. McKendree still manages to hold on to it. Now Bratton comes away with it.
The beeline on. Here's Jordan Bratton. Gets it to Barrett. Right side. Barrett shoots. Blocker save. Goes over to O'Brien for Missouri State. Drops it down low to Barrett. Went past him. Taken away by Donovan. He's behind the net. Pushed into the corner. Bratton intercepts for Missouri State. Spinning around now is DeZonde, and he'll flip it up off the boards, and the Ice Bears will control. Line change for McKendree. If the Ice Bears hurry, they can catch him in a change. Here comes Brown. He shoots. It's blocked. Nobody there for Missouri State. As they were completing their change, we come right to left, back into the Missouri State zone for Armstrong.
Armstrong trying to find Lesteric down low, but instead a shot comes in on the left-hand side, and it's taken away by the Ice Bears after this one goes through the crease unabated. Here comes Chris Brown now to Thornton.
Too far for Thornton, though, and it's cleared to the point, held in by Rubin. Good play, dropped it down in low. It's up the middle. Thornton blocks it with his body. Thornton, he shoots, and it's blocked in front. Taken away, flipped up high, and all the way down to the Missouri State zone. This is maybe an icing? No, waved off.
It's going to be played by the goalkeeper, Brady Griffin, and it comes out the other side, and we're going to come back the other direction.
Brendan McClue, he'll send it down in low. McClue gets ridden into the boards, bounce behind the net. Now we're going to get a penalty. And it's against McClue. It is. Brendan McClue took a man into the boards, and the officials are going to call McClue for the penalty.
He's got to feel a little bit picked on tonight.
Let's see if we can get an idea of just what happened on this. It came along the boards, and oh, there it was. McClue reacted to getting hung up along the boards, and he punched one of the defenders.
Okay, yeah, that's a good penalty.
It is a good penalty.
Yep. So here comes power play number 4 for McKendree. They've already converted on 2 power plays in this contest.
So is Missouri State. They're 2 for 6.
Yep. Faceoff comes to the Ice Bears zone just to the left of Brady Griffin. And it'll be Josh Bell lining up to take on Connor Brennan. Well, a little bit of equipment change here, or check, for Schumacher trying to get his glove on straight. And I'm not sure what the holdup is now. Both benches getting a little bit of a talking to.
Well, Ryan Armstrong, assistant coach, is gesturing and talking to the officials.
And he's not asking if he likes his tie.
Not at all.
I love the bow tie, though. That is a great bow tie.
And you can see Army, he is absolutely livid. And here's the thing about Ryan Armstrong, he is a referee. He has refereed Western States Hockey League games, so, you kind of give him credit. He knows what he's talking about.
McKendree wins the draw. They'll go to work on the power play. And a shot comes in, and a good defensive effort by Johansson to knock that one down. Almost trickled in anyway, but it comes to the corner. And spinning down and around is Connor Brennan. Brennan gets tied up by Schumacher. Now he gets the puck back, leaves it back behind. There's a short angle shot, and almost another goal for Ivasenko right there, but he missed it, and it's cleared out.
Good steal by Bell, and he gets a stick in front of it and clears all the way down. Missouri State will change the penalty killers. 13-14 to go in the period, and a penalty. Interference.
On the goaltender.
Interference on the goaltender. And he's not happy, is Klosterman. We'll take a look at this and see exactly how it happened. Well, there's the tail end of that. Hold on a second. We'll see if we can get this one, but not happy with that penalty being called is Klosterman.
And McKendree's going to have somebody go serve it.
Here it is here. There was the goaltending stick in front of an Ice Bear skating by.
So that'll put an end to the power play, and in about 40 seconds, the Ice Bears will get a short power play. I'm sorry, in a minute and 20, they'll get a 40-second power play. That's what I'm trying to say.
I will have to tell you, Dan, and again, I know it's replay, but the initial penalty, initially it looked like a penalty. After a second look, I'm not so sure. Meanwhile, the Ice Bears do get a break as it's a 4-on-4 now. 13:05 to go in the period. Johansson at the half boards. Barrett to help out. He digs it out, gets it around Josh Donovan. Now it goes to Bratton on a 4-on-4 for another 103. Bratton in low, still with it behind the net. Gets it over to Barrett as Missouri State plays catch. Now to Johansson. 12:48 to go in the period. Missouri State trails by 1. Barrett works it. He shoots. Saved by Klosterman as Barrett came down the middle and got a shot from about 30 feet out at the high slot area. 12:42 to go in the period. In 50 seconds, Missouri State will be on power play number 7, barring any further penalties. They trail 7-6 in this hockey game.
I don't think anybody can hear, anybody in here can say they weren't entertained tonight.
Bratton will come in for Missouri State. Brennan for McKendree, and the Ice Bears win it. Johansson had it, but as he swept for the puck, it inadvertently came out to center ice, and the Ice Bears will regroup. Bratton, Barrett are the only two of the B line on.
A lazy pass almost got away. Schumacher with a good recovery.
He did, and comes across the line. Shuey will stop up at the right dot. Drop it down in low. Instead, it'll be intercepted by Nichols. Gets it to the corner and out to center ice for Noss, and Noss races a 3-on-2.
He's got some help if he looks for it. He's got a man open, and a shot, a sliding block by one of the Ice Bears, and a shot comes in from high on the slot from Alec Nichols, and a glove save from Brady.
I think we're going to get penalties on this. And the officials are trying to separate.
Well, Nordlander got tangled up.
Okay, I guess we're not. I saw the official raise his arm, but maybe it was just to protect himself. But he was trying to break up Bratton from Nordlander, and they both do get broken up. So in 17 seconds, it'll be a short power play for Missouri State. They'll have 40 seconds on that short power play.
And the Ice Bears win the draw, and they come streaking out of the zone.
Anderson, right side, one hands it. Anderson down the middle to Kovacic. He shoots, and a good block in front. Skating through was Ty Watt. Ice Bears have it again. They have now a power play with 40 seconds to go. Shot in just wide as Brown missed it. Power play number 7 for Missouri State. Kovacic to Bell. Ice Bears could tie it. Now to Turin. A pass that's blocked, but Bell brings it down to Turin. Turin left side, swings it all the way around. Kovacic is there. He puts a hit on his man. It comes to the corner, or up the middle, that is, from the corner. Lesaric is there, and he's able to clear it all the way down. 16 seconds to go on the power play. Enough for Missouri State to get things established before they lose the extra man, but it's taken away and cleared by Michael Weidman all the way down. Missouri State to reset. Power play will, though, expire.
That was power play number 7 come and gone. We're back at full strength now.
Here comes Bell. Nice move. Right side. Gets around 2. Bell has it picked away from his pocket, and it's sent all the way down where it spun into the corner, and an icing will be called.
39-31. Shots on goal in favor of the Missouri State University Ice Bears, but they still trail by a goal here at 11:03 left to go in regulation. 7-6 is your score with McKendree. And again, remember, if you're just tuning in, Missouri State was down 5-1 early in the second period and have clawed their way back and made this very entertaining.
That was also after a goaltending change. Joey McConnell was out in the second period after that 5th goal, which I believe, Dan, occurred at the 1:02 mark of the second.
Yep.
Now, puck will be cleared by Nichols out to center ice. Ice Bears intercept, and they give it up to Launder. He'll have it right side. Drives down in low. Launder looking for some help. Gets it to the point to Chris Brown, right side. Left side to Anderson. He shoots, and a save by Klosterman. Goes to Fuller. Up the middle to Davis. Off the boards to Anderson. Sent down in low. Drive, save, rebound! And a backhander by Launder was blocked in front on a good block by Nichols. We come the other way. Launder again. Gets it to Brown. Loses it. Sends it over to the far side through some traffic after he got possession. Now taken to the point, held in by Anderson. He shoots and missed wide. Launder with it, works it behind the net, and we're going to get a stoppage and a play and a penalty, and it has to go against.
Remember, we're not seeing so many penalties away from the puck as we have in this game, contest.
Interference.
Way behind the play. That's like the 4th one tonight, somewhere up the ice away from the play.
9 penalties, 34 minutes. See if we can find out where that happened. And it may have happened right here. Take a look in the corner. There's Fuller. Oh, you know what? I'll give you either boarding or interference. It definitely was a penalty, Dan.
Okay. Man, great camera work from Alex Harmon tonight to catch all this stuff. Here's McKendree on the power play. There's a shot up into the shoulder of Brady Griffin. The rebound comes away out to center ice. McKendree will try to reset the power play.
They have power play number 5 here. They're 2 for 4.
They enjoy a 1-goal lead midway through this third period. Ice Bears get the puck, bounce it off the boards.
It's canceled all the way down to the McKendree zone. McClue is there to run rough shot. Goes to the point, but inadvertently it's sent out, and Anderson will intercept. Ice Bears have it. They're looking for a shorthander now. Here's McClue. He shoots, and a glove save as Klosterman came out. Make that Klosterman, and just leaned a little bit to his right, but he was able to make the save. 9:28 to go in the period. 7-6 McKendree.
What a great crowd on hand for the season ender, the home season ender, and senior night here. All the way around, another capacity crowd. Can't say enough about these Ice Bears fans.
Anderson shoots, save, rebound, score! Lounder! It's 7-7 as Chad Lounder gets goal number 2 this season. You know, Dan, I didn't interview him, but it's okay. He can still score. It's 7-7.
Short-handed goal.
With 1:10 remaining, it's a short-handed goal, as you say, here in the third period. This coming at 10:37.
And you know that rebound was so juicy and came right to the tape on his stick, and he was kind of looking at it for a second like, no, this can't be this easy. But there it was, served up on a platter.
Good backhander.
Ice Bears tying goal scored by number 47, Chad Lounder. Assisted by number 11, Brennan Anderson. For the Ice Bears, the tying goal, Lounder from Anderson. Time of the goal, 10:37 into the...
So it is a shorthanded goal. Missouri State has tied this game 7-7.
In the meantime, McKendree's still on a power play, but they can't get off more than one shot.
Racing was Kovacic. He lost his stick as it was taken away from him on a diving play by Nordlander. And here come the Ice Bears again. Trip down the middle is Anderson, and Missouri State will skate 4-on-4 for 20 seconds, and then they will go on a power play. 7 penalties, 25 minutes for the Bearcats.
I've got 8 for 27. That's their 8th penalty for 27.
Okay, that's fine. I'll go with it. 8 penalties, 27 minutes as Lestaric is called.
Now here's the part you might have to answer for me. This is after 20 seconds here. That's going to be power play 8?
It'll be power play number 8.
Okay, I wasn't sure about that. If nothing else happens between now and then.
Yeah, barring any further penalties. 4-on-4 right now. 8:29 to go in the period, and it's a 7-7 hockey game.
Ice Bears have the puck.
It'll be Bratton with it. He comes around to O'Brien on the right side. He'll bring it into the corner. Now Johansson is there. Johansson at the point has it as the Ice Bears are now on a power play for 136.
But breaking away momentarily is Michael Weedman for McKenzie, played by Griffin. He sent it back behind the goal, and luckily Weedman did not see it there, or he'd have had an opportunity.
7:59 to go. Line change for McKendree. Barrett races in. O'Brien is there to pick it up in the near side circle. Right side, now to the left side, off the back of the boards to Barrett. Gets it to Schumacher. Now to Johansson as they play it up high. Johansson shoots. It's blocked and it's cleared. Blocked by Ivasenko and all the way down.
1:05 left in the power play as Shuey goes back to get the puck. He's got it. Schumacher up right wing to Johansson. To O'Brien.
And he shoots. It's blocked again. Sends it over to the near side. 7:25 and a 7-7 game. Johansson drops down. Missouri State battled back from a 5-1 deficit. Now it is O'Brien. He'll spin around to the top of the right circle. Gets it around in low. Barrett gets checked up front. Here is O'Brien with it. Now to Schumacher. Barrett standing in front. He's still being checked. Pushed by the goaltender. Barrett with a drive, and it goes high off the glass. Rebound cleared and out to center ice. Cleared all the way around the boards by Wolfgang Davis.
Both teams get a short change here as Brady Griffin will leave the puck behind. There's still time for one more charge if they hurry. 15 seconds left in the power play, and here they come.
6:46 remaining in the period. 7-7 hockey game. Here are the Ice Bears again, and Kovacic with a drive, and it's blocked in front. Bell with it. Gets it, and inadvertently it's knocked back all the way down. Power play has expired.
Griffin will play the puck. He'll wait behind is Anderson. Anderson gives to Bell, and he almost got in trouble out in front of his own goal, but managed to get the puck back to Anderson.
Here comes Anderson across the line. Left side, he gets hauled down, no penalty. Play continues. Anderson, where is it? It's in Bell's equipment, and he'll have it low along the goal line. Far side boards. Now to Turin. Gets it over to Anderson. Cross ice to Brown along the line. Drops it down in low. Goes to Kovacic. 6 minutes remaining. 7-7 game. Here's Turin. He shoots safe. Rebound loose, and it's blocked away. And here might be a break, and Noss will have it.
Noss, though, headed off with the pass by Turin as he did a good job of stepping in front of him. And it comes back behind. Chris Brown now defensively will have the puck. He'll push it up to Kovacic.
Andrew across the red line, to Rubin, right side. He shoots, it's deflected up high. Stays at the high point of the glass, and Missouri State will shoot it in. They just wanted a line change, and they will do that. Brendan McClue on the ice now. Worked by Cole DeZandi. He'll get it to the far side. Now it's out to center ice. McKendree almost had a 2-on-2. Now it's a 2-on-3 as Missouri State catches up.
Boy, Lestaric really put into the boards heavily that time by Brian Fuller. McKendree comes up with the puck again, now taken away.
Here come the Ice Bears and Shane Thornton. He got the goal that put the Ice Bears within one. He shoots and a save, and an odd save as Klosterman made the save there. He kind of, the way the goaltenders do normally, if they're a butterfly goaltender, they'll come down with the butterfly. Sometimes if they're along the post, they'll leave a pad up and bring one down, and that's what he did. Left a pad up perpendicular to the goal post and made the save that way, but couldn't see it. So it looked a little odd, but it's a normal goaltender move. Now McClue comes in to win the draw. Ice Bears will have it near side, and it is Schumacher who is pushed down in low, and we're going to get a penalty. Whistle blew.
I'm not sure what the call is here, but it's going to be coming back into the McKendree zone, I believe.
Now, if they blew it dead because they felt that, okay, the official Jason Carrera talked it over with the linesman, said, all right, no, nothing doing, no penalty, we're just going to keep playing. So we'll do it again. McClue and Young. And McClue wins it once again. This time to Schumacher, who has it cleanly. He shoots, missed wide as McClue hopped over the puck. Right side, it's cleared out to center ice now. And getting it around the Ice Bears Schumacher is Pluto.
And Pluto gets driven into the Ice Bears boards around the bench area. Ice Bears have it back.
Left to right as Schumacher sends it into the zone. It is flipped right back out, and it's Thornton with possession. Shane Thornton got a goal to make it a 7-5 game. That was his 6th of the season. Now we get a whistle for a stoppage and play.
Yeah, that was kind of a late whistle, but Thornton actually put himself offside that time. Came across the line and forgot to take the puck with him. 45 shots for the Ice Bears now here in the third period. They came into this period with 28 shots on goal. So, you know, they were leading, 28-26 shots on goal coming into this period, and it's 45-31 now. They are just peppering the goaltender, Trevor Klosterman.
Here comes Bratton off the draw. Bratton left side in front. O'Brien drive. Oh, what a save by Klosterman. Rebound is taken away, and Anderson will have it. Klosterman came up with a huge save as Missouri State was racing in, and now a drive by Barrett is held onto by Klosterman. But the Ice Bears almost took the lead on a great 2-on-1 if it wasn't for what was really a great save by Klosterman. Bratton feeds over, and just a huge save. You can see him dive for it there. And Missouri State, as Travis Barrett was looking at that open net on the feed from Bratton, and Klosterman with a great glove save as he stretched across his body. Ice Bear fans yelling, "Let's go Bears," as the final home game of the season on senior night is tied up at 7. 3:50 to go in the period. Puck is taken away by Missouri State. Here's Barrett with it across the line. Barrett will work the puck, but it's intercepted and out to center ice.
Armstrong works it on the right side on Brennan Anderson. Anderson turns him back into the corner. Armstrong still has it. Levi sends it out to the blue line, and it got past a stick, and McKendree will have to recover. Now they get everybody on side. They'll feed it back on the right side. Here's Levi Armstrong again, and this time Anderson blocks the shot. Rebound comes right out in front. It caroms off of a couple of players, and now the Ice Bears get it back.
Missouri State swings it across the line into the zone. Here's Bratton. He's checked off the play, and penalty is not coming. Fans wanted one as Bratton was checked down low with an errant stick. Now taken by Kovacic, who steals it, comes across the line left side. Kovacic backhander, save Klosterman, rebound, it's poked into the corner. To the point and underneath Carson Warnig's stick, we're going to get an icing call. 2:54 to go in the period, 7-7. And Dan, we got to make a decision here. We're about 45 minutes away from the Ice Bears coaches show.
Yeah.
So
what's the decision?
Well, the decision is, folks, if you're listening back at KBFL, we'll try to push it to 11 o'clock.
And that would probably be the safe thing to do.
The coaches show an 11 o'clock show tonight. If you're listening on KBFL 96.9, we'll have it on our sister station, Jock 98.7, at 11 p.m. tonight. Sorry to switch that up on you, but this game's running way later than it should.
And it might run even later. I don't know if they want to play in overtime with the D2 or not. I don't remember.
Here's Kovacic with it. He shoots. It's blocked as he came down the middle. Turin is there to run interference. Now it's kicked into the corner. Turin down on one knee. He's checked hard by Nordlander. And no, actually that's Ivasenko, 74. He puts a check in. Now also is Josh Donovan. And the puck is dug out, taken by Schumacher of Missouri State. 2:15 to go in the period. Turin with it. He'll flip it up the middle. Kovacic shoots. It's blocked in front and taken away by Brennan and cleared it out to center ice. 2:05 to go.
Nas picks up a bad play and sends it in on goal, and Griffin has to make a good glove save to keep that turnover from happening.
Oh, the Ice Bears coughed that one up, and Griffin saved the day for Missouri State.
A rare defensive mistake that time. I believe that was Anderson. You don't see that happen very often.
No,
from
Schumacher,
Anderson.
81,
was it Schumacher?
I believe, yeah.
81, not 11. But either one of them, you don't see that happen very often. And they just kind of fanned on the pass and left the puck right there in front. And Griffin had to come up big there. So less than 2 minutes left in regulation. It's still 7-7.
Again, sorry, Dan, go ahead.
Well, as McKendree tries to attack now, and still struggling along the boards. Ice Bears finally come up with the puck.
They'll bring it to Thornton, too far for him, but he does catch up with it. He'll come into the zone. Thornton tried to leave it for McClue. Left it out to center ice, though, as Chris Brown will intercept. Again, our Ice Bears coaches show, we've moved it to 11 o'clock if you're listening back at the KBFL studios on our sister station, Jock 98.7, because this game running long, and dare I say it, we could go into overtime. Now we're going to get a penalty. Penalty will come, 7:17 remaining in the period.
I think it's on Thornton. It is on Thornton. And this will be power play number 6 for McKendree. He couldn't come at a bigger time.
Yeah, interference will be called. 10 penalties, 36 minutes.
Well, if McKendree didn't think they got the breaks at the right time, they're not looking at the next minute 17 correctly. This is the biggest break of the game right now. They will have a power play opportunity for the last 1:17 of regulation.
7-7, Missouri State.
And of course there's a possibility, they're going to talk this one over. Both teams need to talk this situation over. Not uncommon in this situation with a power play opportunity to see one team pull their goalie. McKendree could pull their goalie and have a 6-on-4 skate at the other end.
Yeah, but with a man advantage, I don't know if I would do that. I mean, strategy-wise, if you look at this, let's say this is a Division II regional playoff game. Strategy-wise, I still wouldn't do that in regulation. I would take my luck and put it into overtime.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to hand the game away if you're a tie score right now. One good clearing shot, and it's all over. So, yeah, I agree with you. You really wouldn't want to do that in this situation. You already have the man advantage.
Missouri State's ready. They're already out. McKendree hasn't left their bench yet. Finally, referee Jason Carrera comes over and says, "Get ready, guys." Klosterman comes back into his net. It'll be a 5-on-4 for McKendree with 1:17 to go.
And the Ice Bears win the draw, and Schumacher sends it around the board, and Kovacic has the puck.
He gives it a Bell, shorthanded situation. The Ice Bears have already scored one, and Bell gets hit up hard and high by Nordlander. Gets it into the zone, though, with 1:02 remaining. Kovacic trying to steal the puck, but Nordlander is there, and he's a big kid, too. 6'2", 190.
Now McKendree pushes it into the zone.
No icing. You can't have an icing because, well, I guess you could in the Missouri State zone, but it isn't. It's waved off.
McKendree has it. They'll give it on the point. Nordlander sends it back down deep to Noss. Down even deeper. Centering pass comes through the slot and all the way back out to Noss. 34 seconds remain. Noss deep into the corner. Looks for some help, and now we're going to get a whistle away.
No, that's not a whistle.
That's not a whistle. That's
Somebody
that phantom
yelling.
noise that we hear once in a while. But here they have it back on the point, and the Ice Bears get a hold of it and clear it down.
They take it away with 18 seconds to go. Again, our coaches show on our sister station, Jock 98.7. We moved it to 11 o'clock. Puck now with 10 seconds, and it is deflected away and out to center. 5 seconds to go.
And here's a shot at the last moment, and a glove save with 1.7 left as Brady Griffin comes up big.
But keep in mind, this penalty will carry over into overtime.
Yeah, so about 42 seconds into overtime.
1.7 remains. Now you pull the goaltender.
Yeah, now you're just looking for one quick trigger.
So they have pulled Klosterman. An extra man is on the ice. That is DeZonde. And off the draw immediately, having to make a save is Brady Griffin. But there's 0.1 second left. This is virtually impossible to score a goal.
You know what? They might reset this clock. I can't believe that actually took 1.6 seconds to go straight from the drop to the shot.
Well, they're saying it.
Well, they're going to let it go, and that's going to do it. 42 seconds left in the power play as we head for overtime here at Mediacom Ice Park. What a hockey game. Ice Bears trailed 5-1 early in the second period, and now we're going to overtime at 7-7.
Well, Dan, I'll let you describe the goals, and I'll run the replay here.
Well, we'll start it off in the first period. 14-20 mark. McKendree gets on the board first with a goal from Connor Brennan, assisted by Avaseko to make it 1-0. 11:59 left in the first period, and a power play goal by Missouri State University as Chris Brown gets in with Turin on the assist to make it 1-1. Still in the first period, 10:47 mark. McKendree back out to a 2-1 lead from Levi Armstrong. That made it 2-1. Where are we here? We're watching it on the screen.
Yeah, then Nordlander with his 11th.
Yeah, Nordlander with his 11th goal at 6:57 of the first period to make it 3-1. Into the second period, 2 quick goals by McKendree turn this thing on for them. The Bearcats get goals from Ivaseko to make it 4-1. That came at 19:44, and then a few seconds later, McKendree with another goal, Jacob Young, to make it 5-1 at that point. That was 1 minute and 2 seconds into the second period. Still in the second, Missouri State University starts the big fight back. 18-17, they get a goal from Turin to make it 5-2. Then 14:56, a goal from Zane O'Brien to make it 5-3. McKendree scores to make it 6-3, a goal by Alec Nichols. MSU back on the board with Josh Bell to make it 6-4 at 2:42 of the second period. I know I'm going fast, but we're about ready to get this overtime started.
Well, there you go. We will get into overtime then.
And then MSU made it 7-4 with McKendree rather made it 7-4 with Ivaseko getting on the board. Then Thornton, Fuller, and
Launder is shorthanded also, made it 7-7.
Yeah, and that got us up to a 7-7 game, and about the time we thought we were going to drop the puck, now they're going to take a little extra minute and talk something over.
Well, I think you left off at the Ivaseko goal. So here's if you're watching on Web Sports Radio's live TV, here's the Thornton goal, passed it off the goaltender and into the net. And at this point, Missouri State had a 2-goal deficit. Then Fuller comes back very quickly with his 3rd of the season at 7-6. And then Missouri State ties it up, as you mentioned, Launder on a good rebound in front. And that's where we stand right now as we are going into a 5-minute sudden death overtime period. This is ACHA Division I rules because it's a Division I team. So, overtime, if nobody scores, we go to a shootout.
Now here's the bad news. It's 4-on-3 right now because of the penalty. They drop a man for overtime to begin with, so now you're looking at a whole lot of open ice right here as the Ice Bears win the draw, and Anderson will carry all the way back behind his own goal and now finally flip it out of the zone. Kovacic with an intercept now. He'll backhand it out of the zone as well. 26 seconds left in the power play. And here comes Nordlander now. He'll try it on the right wing. Nordlander sets up. They go left side. Here's Armstrong. Levi will get it back to the middle. Nordlander skates in. Shot down low. Save. Griffin. Rebound. Score! And McKendree is going to get the win behind the shot.
I think it was
Dominic Noss.
Sorry, Dan. Yeah, you kind of see that one coming.
The power play, the extra white out there on the ice because of the power play and the one less man per team. Just too much room out there for McKendree to work on the power play on a 4-on-3. And this one is over. But what a great hockey game we saw tonight. A wild and woolly affair.
And that one, again, is a power play goal, as you mentioned, Dan. But it was just a lot of bouncing puck that Missouri State just could not handle. The first attempt was missed, and then Noss puts it in. And McKendree will end up winning this hockey game by a score of 8-7.
So McKendree is going to end up 3 of 6 on the power play tonight. Boy, did that have an impact on this contest.
Well, and they came in, Dan, on the power play, as I mentioned, 28.9%, 43 they scored out of 149. That is huge.
Yep, it is. But I tell you what, these Ice Bear fans need to give this team a big round of applause. And almost everybody's staying for one last salute. Here it comes as the Ice Bears salute their fans. The fans return in kind. What a great season of hockey here at Mediacom Ice Park this year. If you came to an Ice Bears contest here at Mediacom Ice Park this year, you watched them win 13 games and only lost 6. Make it, and it's actually make it 7 when you count the overtime loss. So a great time was had here at Mediacom Ice Park this year. A great team that is probably going to the playoffs, the national playoffs and D1 tournament action later on. We'll have to get the final word on that a little bit later. It's not official yet, but it's looking good.
It's looking good right now. Let's head on down to the ice for our Steak and Shake player of the game, and Alex Turin. And Alex, first of all, I want to say that I've watched you over the years, and you have turned out to be probably one of the most prolific players on the ice for Missouri State. You showed it here today. It seems like if we look at what you did on the ice, it's what the entire team did and never gave up.
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to come back, especially starting off slow like that. I mean, down 5-1 in the game in the second period. I mean, that really puts you in a tough spot. It was even tougher, you know. We started scoring some here and there, and we had a little rush in the second period, and then we kept letting them come back, kept letting them score. So you know, when you're in a hole like that, you know, as hard as you're working, if you score goals to come back, you can't keep letting up goals, or it's a tough hole to dig out of.
As Dan referenced, really the next game that you're going to play is hopefully in the Nationals, and right now everything looks good. That's going to be away. That's going to be in Columbus, Ohio. So other than practice, what do you guys take out of today's game that you say, okay, we need to put into the next team we play?
I think this was more of a learning experience for us. I think it's good that it happened now. I think, coming into the weekend, obviously yesterday's game was tough, so we knew this wasn't just, any run-of-the-mill D2 team. We knew that, they had some talent. But I think it's just a lesson for us. When you let up a couple, you can't fold your tent, you can't go down, because, when you quit, that's when they score more. And as you saw, it's a one-goal game. If we close that gap a little bit, maybe it's 3-1 instead of 5-1, I mean, we win that game. So I think it's more of I think it's a learning experience. Like I said, I'm glad it happened now. I'm glad we kind of got a crappy loss, as we would probably call it, out of the way before we actually got to Columbus. So, We just got to look at what we did right. You know, I think we did quite a few things wrong today, but we got to look at the positives and just kind of take those with you the rest of the way.
One last question here. You, of course, a senior, and we assume you'll play your 5th year?
I got a lot of stuff to figure out. It's never out of the woods. There's always a chance, but you know, school's important, so I got to get that done first. If I get all that straightened out, then who knows? All
right. Well, we hope to have you back next season. If not, congratulations on a great time with Missouri State.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
All right, Alex Turin, the Steak and Shake player of the game here at Mediacom Ice Park, as Missouri State ends up losing this game 8-7 in overtime, as the overtime winner by Dominic Noss gets his 33rd of the season in overtime. After the first shot was missed, Knopf puts it back, and Missouri State ends up losing this hockey game in overtime. So Missouri State finishes up with a record of 22-13-3-1 this season. McKendree improves to 24-6-0-0 this season. Our next broadcast for you on Web Sports Radio will be Missouri State hockey in 2018-19 right here from Mediacom Ice Park, though I will have the call of Missouri State's games in Columbus.
Right.
So as long as Missouri State will travel all the way through, I'll be traveling with the team, and I'll be broadcasting their games. It'll be on the ACHA website on YouTube, so I believe it'll be free, and we hope that you'll tune in for that. Our next radio broadcast next season, and I'll tell you what, I will throw a little preview in for next season if folks want to find out who exactly Missouri State is going to be up against. And
well, we can leave a little something to talk about up at the Civil Kitchen as we get over there and get some onion rings.
So you're talking about just tease them. Well, our next broadcast will probably be against Alabama. The Ice Bears will open at home against Alabama September 14th, and that should be our next broadcast for you right here on the Meyer Communications Network. That'll do it for Mediacom Ice Park as Missouri State loses in what was an absolute thriller here tonight against the McKendree Bearcats 8-7 in overtime. I'm Steve Casson for Dan Lee and for Alex Somm and for Alex Harmon. Thanks for tuning in. Final score 8-7, Missouri State loses. We'll see you for the coaches show in about an hour. Good night, everyone.
So long.
You've been listening to Missouri State Ice Bears Hockey with your host, Steve Casson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Ice Bears Hockey is a presentation of DS Sports Enterprises and WebSportsRadio.com.